Good evening, Geek Nation. I'm George, and this is That Geek Show, the show where we talk about the latest and greatest from the worlds of collecting, movies, TV, video games, and tech. And with me, as always, to break all this stuff down is my brother from another mother, Calvin, the Statue Fanatic. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Been a long day, but I'm kind of happy to be here. Been ready for this, so I'm good.
Number 11, man. 11 episodes so far. Wow.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Keeping them going. All right. And with me, and always, again, is the man holding the belt this week, the one that can't stand Target employees, the bane of Target employees. We got Seth, the Pop Knight. What's up, bro?
Can't have 11 episodes without the People's Champ.
Oh man, I think I need a bigger screen for you, bro.
I know my ego is just too much, dude.
Yeah, it is. All right. And then back again with us is the Captain Puerto Rico, my homeboy Eric. What's good, man? How are you?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. But I got to tell you one thing. I'm wearing this hat in honor of Seth.
Yeah.
For the clean sweep this past Friday.
That wasn't a clean sweep, bro.
In
my eyes, it was you saying, "I give up."
Nah.
Oh, I heard
that's horrible.
I'm just saying. I was watching that, and a tear came down my face, man.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yes.
You can't say that.
Hey,
Calvin
George.
was saying that before.
Nah, man. That Batman
George.
pop that he came out with at the very end, that was a dope pop.
Eric, I'm
I
right
don't
there
agree
with you, man.
with any other one of the losses there.
He
I
gave
should have
up,
won that.
Eric.
can't do that, man. You got to fight.
Yo,
Fight
but
to
that
the
Batman
end.
pop
Yes!
is dope. Hey man, when you pull out a Batman pop on me, I'm a Batman fan. You know, you can't pull that kind of pop on me and not in me. Now what he did that felt it was shiesty was he didn't let me know about that damn pop.
Here we go.
Before.
Here we go.
So, and I still don't think that stupid gold Vegeta should have won anything. So I don't care. Say what you want to say. Take that Dragon Ball Z and shove it up out of your ass.
So I got my
And
gold top hat here.
you can
for
take
this
those
gold belt.
dragons. You can take those dragons, and you could stick them where the sun don't shine.
Now you're just saying the same thing I said. Come up with a different one.
Yeah,
I don't need
Eric,
to come up with a different one.
I was watching Eric, man, and when he picked up the pop and looked at it, I just held my head down. I said, did he really just quit?
That Batman pop was dope, man. I'm not gonna knock
It was. I actually want to get one too.
I just ordered.
I ordered one
too.
myself right after the show.
See? And it begins live on That Geek Show where Calvin and Eric are becoming pop believers because of the Pop Night. I've done my job. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
All right, man. Let's give a shout out to people that are in the chat right now. We got Taylor, Alexander, Cassidy. Man, that's a lot, bro. We got to come up with a shorter name, bro. We got Bizarre Kill Switch, Gabriel Gutierrez. My brother, John Medina's in the chats. We got Mashari Almare. I hope I'm saying that name right. My homeboy, I talked to him too. He's dope, man. I've been actually chatting up on Mashari for most of the day today. We got Diego Hernandez. Diego Hernandez won the pop this past Friday. What's up, Diego? Thanks for joining us.
He won Sugar Bear.
Yeah, man. We got, I said, Bizarre Kill Switch. Jesse Hernandez. What's up, dude? Dark Mufasa. How y'all doing? Denny Ferreira. Man, are you challenging my Spanish, man? Ferreira. Pinche Borracho. I like that name. I always know that one. ATV Racer. All right, man. Everybody's in here, man. It's good. We got 11 people watching. Hopefully we can get it up a little bit more. Share this video out, please.
We got 19 now.
We got 19? Oh, yeah. Sorry, 19 watching. Oh, I'm reading episode 11. My bad.
seeing just because you screwed up, somebody just left. So now we're down to 18.
Oh, that's messed up, Seth. Don't blame that on me. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me, Ricky
that on
Bobby.
me, Ricky Bobby. Boom.
Jinx. That means you can't talk for a little bit. I said it first.
Talk whatever I want.
And my boy Roy is in the house. What's up, Roy?
What's up, Roy? He's faithful, man. He's been with us all 11 episodes,
Yeah,
man.
man. Love my boy Roy.
But once we start talking about Star Wars, forget about it. All
Which
bets
we
are
won't
off.
talk about till the end, so he has to go to bed by then anyway.
I don't think we
At
have
that
anything
point,
Star Wars this episode. He doesn't have nothing to worry about. It's
Oh,
okay.
wow.
It's
At
okay.
that point, we go into MCE evenings.
Eats in the evening. That's right. Mac Collections is in the house. What's up? Yeah, dude. So hey, man. Another good thing that happened this time. First time we started an episode with no technical difficulties. Look at that.
I thought that
Only
was
took
becoming
11
a
episodes.
trademark.
Clap them off. Only took 11
Well, we
episodes.
haven't watched the playback yet.
You
So.
haven't watched the playback?
Yeah.
All right, well, people in the chat will let us know if we have echoes or you can't hear us. Well, hopefully everything's good. Vic, what's up, good, man? Thanks for joining us, bro. I'm good. All right, so let's kick off this show, man. So first up on the docket, we have Xbox is releasing a version now of the Xbox One console that comes with Xbox Live, the Game Pass, and all of this for a subscription, which is very different, a new model compared to other plans, right? Other companies, which I think is pretty cool. Calvin, what you think about that, man?
Wait, let me make sure I understand. That you get the Xbox with it?
Yeah, you get the Xbox One console, Xbox Live, and Xbox Game Pass, and I want to say it's $34.99 a month for 24 months.
Damn,
yeah. And you get the Xbox.
And you get the Xbox.
Does it come with any games?
No, they don't come with it. But I think they're treating it similar to like how you would buy an iPhone, you know?
Okay.
That's the idea.
I dig it, I guess.
Because I did the math on it. So I think it was $34.99 is what they were charging. At that price for 24 months, it was something around $800 or a little over $800 for that. So then I priced out an Xbox One X, right? With the 2 years of Xbox Live, 2 years of Game Pass. And it came out to something like $720, $730. So they're getting a little bit of money on us for doing it. But for those guys who can't shell out, that money on a system right away, I don't think.
So I'm assuming you put your credit card on file and they just charge you every month for this, or outright $800 up front, or what?
Yeah, not $800 up front. This is a subscription, so they're going to charge you monthly for it. Now, I'm assuming that they would probably need some kind of kill switch on the Xbox for those dudes who don't pay their bills. You know what I'm saying? Come to your Xbox and it says your Xbox is repoed.
You want to play Xbox? Pay your bills.
Yeah.
Deadbeat.
So who do you think this is geared? I think it sounds good, but who is this for?
It's for that person that can't drop $500. I mean, you're basically paying $25 or $34.99 a month to have $600 worth of stuff in your house immediately. So it's that instant gratification for less. In the long term, it's more, but I mean, some people can't afford that. So they actually did this years ago with the Xbox 360, the same exact thing, like 6 years ago.
They did?
7 years ago. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm confused because to me this sounds more of like you still have to pay whatever the price is for the Xbox One, and then you've got to pay just $34.99 a month just for the subscription for all those services. Are you guys sure about that?
No, you're locking yourself in for that price point for so many years. That's
so it's like buying a cell phone now, basically.
Basically, yeah.
And I'm assuming you can get this. You'll be getting this directly from Microsoft, not a retailer.
I'm assuming Microsoft would be where you would get it from. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that kind of sucks for people who got shit credit. I'm going to call out the obvious, man. If you got freaking, negative credit, you ain't getting no Xbox. You better take your ass to the store and go buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that the plan sounds kind of cool, especially if I don't know if it's going to be going into that direction, but considering how quickly these systems are coming out, it'd be kind of neat if you could do like what you did, like you do with a cell phone. That you could trade it back in for so much money, and then get the upgraded system, for less or something like that.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, sorry. I think this has to do a lot with the end of the console life cycle, and they just have a lot of hardware, and they want to push it.
True. That's true.
So if you miss a payment, is Microsoft Collections going to come to your house and repo your Xbox?
I'm thinking there would be some kind of lockout code that they would have to issue to the system, but they could trigger the system. All these new units are connected to the network, continuously.
Yeah, but you can just disconnect the network and just go and buy the game. You just won't have the capability of playing online or having any streaming service.
I'm sure they'll just ding the hell out of your credit card, and if you don't pay your credit card, there goes your credit. So it's just like anything else. Like you don't pay your bills, what happens?
True.
True. Like with a cell phone, like we were talking about, T-Mobile, you pay whatever a month if you're leasing it, and if you don't pay it, there's repercussions.
So Dark Mufasa says in the comments that he wants the 500 million PS4 Pro. Have you seen that thing? That's actually one of my topics for today, but I was like way in the back.
Yeah.
Have you seen that thing? I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. 2 terabyte
It's very pretty
hard
for
drive.
eBay because it's going to be very expensive if you want it.
Oh, it's already sold out. Yeah, it's like $1,000 right now if you want to get one.
And I don't understand why, but
It's limited edition. It comes with a bronze plaque on the front that tells you the number on it.
there's a limited edition every year. There's a limited edition Spider-Man, Destiny. That's just played out, in my opinion.
True. Yeah, collectors, man. I mean,
Listen,
we get played out for.
Let's not talk about collectors.
Listen, I could take a shit in a box and mark it limited edition, and I bet you people would still buy it.
No, I don't think so, sir.
It's limited edition. There.
There's no other one like it, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it's just the system itself, I mean, I just
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have the system already, I would definitely go out and try to get one. They look nice.
I mean,
it's got a glossy black to it.
If you don't have the system, because it's a 2 terabyte hard drive instead of 1 terabyte, and it's $499.
And it's a Pro.
It's a Pro, and it's beautiful box. It's translucent, and then the system itself is translucent, and it's got the little plaque. So it's either A, for the person that doesn't have a system, B, the hardcore PlayStation collector, or C, the flipper.
Right.
yeah.
The flipper.
Exactly.
All right, keep it up with video games, man. Did you guys hear about that new app for Nintendo Switch? They got an app now called Inky Pen, which will allow you to read your comics on a Nintendo Switch. I think that's kind of neat. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, my son's got a Switch, so I might just test that out just for the sake of it.
Do any of you guys read digital comics anyway at all?
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to read.
But you can look at the pictures, though.
Yes.
Pretty pictures.
I love pictures. There's the sunshine and the rainbow and the kittens.
Yeah, I think I still try to buy comics every now and then, man. It's just so convenient. I actually subscribe. I got way too many subscription services. I subscribe to Marvel Unlimited. Just real easy way to get caught up and read stories.
Yep.
I'm trying to catch up on all the Walking Dead comics. So I bought the big thick compendiums. But man, to lug that book around, dude, that thing weighs a ton. It would be awesome just to have it digitally, you know. So it does have its bonus points.
True. No, I agree. I like the digital comics, especially like when I go on like what you said on flights or road trips and everything. You can have tons of comics on an iPad, and it works just great. So I mean, having it both together with your video game system, I think that'll be a pretty good deal. So Vic is in the chats. He's asking who still plays Xbox.
I'm not gonna lie. I gave my Xbox to a friend.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I sold my Xbox One.
I have mine to play 4K movies.
Yeah.
I gave it
kind
to
of bites. PlayStation pissed me off with that shit, you know? You sell me a PS4 Pro, I got a 4K system that could play 4K games supposedly, or upscaled 4K, whatever you want to call it, you know, with HDR and all that. And you can't put, and you're Sony, you're the one that comes out with this stuff, right? And you can't put a 4K player inside of a PlayStation. That's wrong.
Yeah.
The only reason I bought an Xbox was to play Titanfall with my friends. But you know, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that. So now the Xbox resides in my oldest son's room, where he plays Minecraft and what's the other one? Fortnite.
Fortnite.
There
are some games that I still want to try on Xbox. You know, I like those
what
exclusives. Right now, I can't think of any because I've had a PlayStation so long. I've only been looking at Xbox.
Aren't they doing another?
But when they do come out, like they coming out with another
Halo
game, right? So anytime a Halo game comes out, I always get the itch to want to buy an Xbox again. It's because I like Halo. So there.
So basically, George will go buy an Xbox, beat Halo, trade it in, put it take the Xbox, upgrade it towards another PlayStation.
Have you guys ever done that?
Yeah,
I've done it.
I've taken an Xbox, and remember when Josh was saying it was around Christmas time when they were doing that deal where you traded it in,
right,
and they give you extra money for doing that. That's what I did. I traded in an old Xbox and my old PS3 to upgrade to a PS4, and it only cost me I think $50 out of pocket for the PS4.
So back in the day, I really, really wanted to play the Pod Racer on Nintendo 64. I mean, I wanted to play that badly. So I took and I bought myself a Nintendo 64 and that one game, beat that game inside of a week, and then just took everything back. Just so I could play it.
Vic is saying he'll play Titanfall with me. Thank you, Vic.
Titanfall is a cool game, man. I mean, it just was short. So
it was short. I won't deny that. Wow, someone really hates Fortnite.
Why?
Jesse Hernandez is like fuck Fortnite.
So is it PUBG for you then, Jesse? Or what's the other games that are like Fortnite?
It's PUBG, I think, is what the other one is.
Do you guys play Fortnite?
No, I want to try it out. It's just time.
I've tried playing it, but it's too much. There's too much going on, and having to build and dodge and compete against 100 people, and it's every man for himself. It's too much, man. I like my 6-on-6 Call of Duty. I'll take that.
I hate the whole hey, I'm gonna start building a freaking ramp out of nowhere to dodge your bullets. It just pisses me off. It's stupid.
Yeah, I think that was.
That's just my opinion. I'm not putting anybody down that loves that game because everybody likes what they like. So
true.
It's like Minecraft and a shooter, put together.
It's mine shooter.
Why do you think it's so popular? I mean, the Samsung Note 9 got launched with an exclusive version of it. I mean, it's a big deal.
Because it's free to play.
It's a huge map. You've got over 100 people.
Their marketing team, they're good about taking advantage of what's trending and incorporating it in the game, whether it's a dance, whether it's freaking what's his name?
Thanos.
The guy from Thanos was put in the game. So
yeah, McFarlane just got a deal last month, I guess, and now he's producing toys. It's just blowing up.
Yeah,
it's a popular game. I mean, I think it's mostly just the competition that people really like about it, and not for nothing, man. But we've had the same Call of Duty, with different skins for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
it's old. So
they even have an app. They even have an app for Fortnite where it's just an app and it just shows you the dances and how to do the dances. So Ethan and Jake are always like, "Dad, look at this," and they start, doing the dances, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, we're doing the Fortnite dance."
Oh my god!
And plus, the biggest thing, it's free to play, so there's no barrier to entry there.
I mean, it's free to play, but I was looking online. Reading something, and $1 billion now in microtransactions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, there's so many add-ons for that game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My coworkers at work is constantly like, my freaking kid keeps asking for Fortnite money. He wants to buy skins, and I'm like, a little fiend like crack. They're like, come on, man, let me get that money for Fortnite.
Come on. All right, let's get into a collecting topic because I'm looking at the chats and Roy's like, man, I can't deal with these video game talks. Might as well be talking about Star Wars.
All right, so video games and Star Wars, off topic for Roy. We got you down, Roy.
Just trying to keep it well-rounded, guys. Just trying to keep it well-rounded. All right, so Singapore Comic-Con is within a couple weeks, less than a couple weeks, right? It's September 6th or September 9th, I think, is when it's supposed to be coming out. So, cool stuff. That's obviously a Comic-Con in Singapore and a big Comic-Con for XM Studios and for HMO Collectibles and a couple of the other companies out in that area. So, what are we looking forward to see from that convention? Calvin?
Probably more XM 1/5 scale stuff.
1/6?
1/6, I'm sorry. Yeah, they'll probably. What have they revealed so far? Just the Joker. They've got a few things, but they've only been renderings. I haven't seen actual stuff like Green Lantern, a few other ones.
So from what I've seen, Neil, you got the Joker and Green Lantern, right? Joker, I think, is probably going to be there more than likely because I think he was also at the convention in Denver when they were out there, and I think he's also going to be in New York. But with the Singapore, I think they're probably going to be showing off a lot more of their Marvel stuff. It's because since the DC license is worldwide and it's definitely getting a lot of love over here, and they're also going to have a bigger display over there, so they're probably going to have some of that DC stuff there. But I want to say that their Marvel stuff is going to have a lot of prominence over there, since it's their one place they can show it. So I mean, so you expect? I think that we may get to see at least more of the X-Men line that they have coming out. The brown suit Wolverine, I heard, is supposed to make an appearance finally. That thing has been in the cooker for 2 years now.
Have you seen the Gambit? Have they actually had a prototype of that out?
I believe the Gambit prototype was at the last convention that they were at, not the Denver one, but the last one in that area. I think Asia Comic Con or something like that. So yeah, I think he's out already. So you expect. I think Cyclops will probably be there. Professor X, Gambit, Mystique. Expect to see Wolverine, like I said. You also got the what's it called, the samurai line from Batman. So you're gonna probably, I don't know if we're gonna get to see Batman on the horse. It'd be kind of cool if we get to check that one out. But Deathstroke, you're gonna probably get to see him finally. So that would be kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, I think that's mostly what we'll probably get from that convention.
Think we'll see any pop figures?
Hey, no. All joking aside, they do have Asia exclusives. So they have God, I'm trying to think of the name of it. They have like Asian characters, like a monkey and like a samurai and something else, and they're transparent. So those are like limit. I don't know what the quantities are limited to, but yeah, I believe that they'll have those over there. They've always got Asia exclusives.
That was really a joke, but I guess.
I was about to say, you're trying to call out my boy Seth here on his goddamn pops, and he's got you right there.
I know, right there, right? I'm like, that was supposed to be that.
I'm not
some serious shade there, and I got schooled.
Listen, Eric's got my back. Eric, thank you, man. Woo! Eric's got my back.
WWE people over here.
Whatever, man.
What's up, Batman statue collector? Chris in the house. It's good, man.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I don't expect to see Pops there. I did see that they had, what was that other company that Beast Kingdom? And I know it's not pop figures, but they do have that kind of look about them.
They're like 6-inch high figures, that Beast Kingdom?
They're not 6 inch. They're a little bit bigger, I think. They got big old heads.
I have the Hulkbuster. I have the Hulkbuster sitting in my office at work, and it's badass too because it's got a base and it actually lights up, and the base actually connects together and also get the Hulk, so it forms like a diorama scene from Age of Ultron, which was pretty cool. I'm still trying to find. I'm sure I can find the Hulk on eBay, but yeah. I'm the only person, and George is going to laugh about this. I'm the only person that goes to a Star Wars convention to buy Marvel stuff.
Well, I mean the Beast Kingdom is pretty cool though. I mean, I wouldn't, and that's like,
and they're the
pop figures meet statues.
Yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones that do the thing with the floating Iron Man on the base.
It actually would be a good, well, not all of them, but the ones that float like that, Calvin, are pretty expensive. But some of them are like in the $150 range. It'd probably be cool for a collecting on a budget episode.
That Hulkbuster was about $250.
All right.
So I like that. There was a Vader that they had there, and that was actually at San Diego Comic-Con as well. And it was much cheaper at San Diego Comic-Con than when they first premiered it at Singapore last year. And it's this like. I thought it was like an all silver looking a Vader, and I thought that was cool. I wanted to pick. No, it wasn't silver. It was the holographic Vader, and I wanted to get it. But they wanted like $200 for it at Singapore, and I was like, yeah, no. And then when I finally saw it again at San Diego, by that point I had spent all my money on other things. So, yeah.
So are we gonna see an update on that 1/3 scale Captain America collab with XM and forget the name of the other studio?
Yeah, you might see that. That's probably something that would probably make an appearance. Pretty much everything Marvel, and you got to imagine at Singapore, it's XM's big event, so they're gonna be there in like full force. It's gonna be a big display more than likely.
Eric, would you get that?
Depends the price point. I mean, right now I'm looking at $550 or so for the whatchamacallit, the one from Sideshow.
Right.
So this one's like $1,200. I might lean towards the other one.
It's a big statue. 1/3?
Yeah, 1/3. Yeah, it's not 1/4. It's 1/3. So it's
done. Sold. I'll drop $1,200 on it right now.
He's like, I just sell like 3 of my pop figures.
He's like, exactly. I'll take that.
That's all I got to do. I just got to pull 3 off the top shelf over my thing, and I'm like, yeah.
Roy said the only reason why he'll go to a Star Wars Comic-Con is to buy Marvel also, Seth. Damn, Dang, Roy, man, you beat me up on that, man. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is the shit.
Oh my god.
Funny,
Another day at the office.
So HMO Collectibles is also going to be at Singapore Comic Con, and they come out with some good stuff there. Calvin, you pre-ordered the what was her name?
Morgan. Yeah, I did.
And she's a beautiful piece.
She is, and I'm gonna sell her as soon as she get here.
Ah,
That was an impulse buy, man, because it was so beautiful.
She's beautiful, man.
And I heard you talk about it, and everybody saw her a couple of years ago, and ended up buying it, and so I'm gonna sell it.
She's a beautiful piece, man. I love that statue.
Calvin should come to peer pressure.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna sell it probably to help pay for my Batman Who Laughs.
The Batman Who Laughs, true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice piece also. I'm not sure. I don't think Prime One Studios has much of a presence at Singapore Comic Con as they do at other conventions.
Yeah.
At least they haven't in the past. I'm not sure if they're going to be there this year or not. Would be cool though.
Dark Mufasa is saying shame.
Shame on what?
Shame on you for selling your statue.
Does he want it?
He probably has it ordered.
I will sell it.
Dude, I love that HMO Mega Man you got, man. That thing is badass.
Gabriel, yes, I do still have Sorrow on order. I haven't heard anything more about her though, so I'm getting the black version. So we'll see.
I feel sorrow every time I walk in a Target.
This dude. We'll get to your conspiracy theory in a minute. So.
I'm just saying, man.
You're dying to tell us about that. We'll get to that. What Gabriel was referring to is they have HMO has their own line called Bounties of Bathos. So Bounties of Bathos is, I guess, like it's similar to like
the Court of the Dead for Sideshow.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's got more of a cyberpunk,
right.
Sci-fi type of feel to it. Robotic
right.
mechs and that kind of stuff, anime, and it's cool. I have the book. I read the book. The book's cool.
Is the book something they produced, or is this previously produced material?
No, the book is something they produced.
Okay.
So it's a small book. It's a quick read. It's nothing big. I still think that they should have come out with a comic or some kind of movie to promote it better. And then I didn't even know about it until they were like 3 statues in. So I have Sorrow on order, and I was thinking, I'll go back and I'll get the other ones. But at this point, resellers have got that thing jacked up. I'm like, okay, there's probably not a line I'm going to be able to get into because of it.
Yeah.
So, because HMO makes very limited run pieces too. I think they're like under 500 edition size, so extremely low.
Like I said, man, I like that Mega Man that you got from HMO.
They do great work, man. The packaging
that Mega Man
is good.
Do you still have it? Did you get rid of Mega Man?
No, I still got Mega Man. He's on a lower shelf now. But I moved him around when I got Iron Man, and then Iron Man broke. So Iron Man's back to Sideshow. I'm waiting for that to come back, and then once I get back here, I'm gonna move him around again.
Do we have video of the breaking actually happen so we can pinpoint the exact moment your heart breaks?
Nice. Well, actually, there is video of it where I'm looking and I'm about to put the arm into the hole, and then I see that break in there, and you just see my face. I went from like smiling to like, motherfucker.
Yeah. So, and I noticed Batman's gone. Where is he?
Yes, I made room for Wolverine, and I also have another Batman on the way. So that's the reason why Batman is taking his leave.
No, back on.
Yeah, I got Batman Hush coming. That's gonna be my Batman. So.
Oh yeah. And you're getting the Superman to go with it.
Got the Superman, and I got the Poison Ivy on order also.
Ooh,
I don't know if I'm gonna be able
Superman.
to keep all of them. I'm definitely keeping Batman, even though I like the other 2 better than Batman. But I feel like the other 2 are huge. So.
I just hear Robin saying somewhere, "Fuck Batman."
That Hush Superman is probably the best Superman I've seen to date.
True.
It's a yard statue.
That quarter scale Batman that just came out, that thing is pretty nice. That one's pretty nice with him jumping in the air, and he's got the grappling hook shooting and everything. That one's pretty good. Speaking of Prime One also came out with an announcement for a 1/5 scale Batman. So I think that's cool. I like that they're moving away from the huge statues and making some room for us guys who don't have all that space.
Oh yeah, and I there's a lot of people. I saw comments. I think it was in Marvelous Statues, and I think you asked about it. A few people were like bitching about it, going, "Yeah, nah, you shouldn't do that." I just don't get it. I mean, if they want to reach more people, definitely. I mean, why wouldn't you go smaller than a third scale statue?
Yeah.
Junior statue collector is saying, George, I'm making space for your storm. LOL.
I think, George, you're probably going to get rid of her, aren't you?
Eventually, more than likely. She doesn't fit with the blue team X-Men that I'm going for.
I hear you.
So, but she's a beautiful piece. I gave her that.
So, George, you got mostly quarter scale. So would you jump on the 1/5 scale bandwagon?
Yeah, I actually have a 1/5 scale Darth Vader. And
Okay.
I want the rest of the Mythos line, if I could ever get a hold of that.
Yeah.
Starting with Obi-Wan. So I really don't have an issue with 1/5 scale and quarter scale. And then, you can see right here the way I have them displayed. To me, it doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't. I wish I could get you to sell that to me, but,
No. No way. So, yeah, the 1/5 scale to me, I feel, is a comfortable size. It's not as small as a 6 scale, and they usually have nice bases.
Right. And that's another thing. I think when they make the statue smaller, like the ones that XM is doing, I think they can do more with making the statue tell a story with the base, and it still doesn't, and it's not that big.
Right.
But when you've already got a quarter scale statue, and then you're trying to tell a story with the base, you've got a freaking monstrosity on your hand. It's just really huge.
It's huge. Yeah, and then what do you get mostly with the 1/3 scale statues? You have a guy it's mostly museum pose. Their hands are like straight up and down.
Right.
If I wanted to buy an old G.I. Joe figure, I'd go do that.
Right.
Yeah, when I was at your house on Friday for the pop off, I was looking at the base on the Iron Man and the Thor and the Devil Man versus Eamon. I was like, holy crap, dude, those bases are humongous.
But look at the story that it's telling, especially Thor Ragnarok. I mean, that's a great diorama.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's a great piece, but god damn, that base is freaking huge.
On Thor, I think that the base is very big. It's got 4 people on it, so you got to have space to put those guys on it. And I think that one is telling a story. Dioramas have a different position for me anyway. Like, at least my theory, the way they are with other statues. When you have the single character statues and you have an overpowering base, I feel it takes away from the figure. But then when you have these big statues with nothing of a base, then it's like, I feel like it's just a guy on a plaque, and I'm not really into that either. So I feel like there's got to be kind of a balance there.
Yeah. There's so much coming out, like with Batman, like someone was saying in the chat, like there's so many Batman, so many of this. You're almost scared to buy something because you don't want to buy something and then something else comes out that you wish you'd gotten instead. There's just so many pieces coming out.
There are. You definitely have your choice of things. So I'm trying. What I'm trying to do now really is I know that I want that Hush Batman because it's really the only, other than the Kotobukiya, which I think that's a little too small for me. So I'll stick with this Hush one, and I'm going to put him on the top shelf. I'm going to close my eyes to the Batman statues for a while. and I'm going to start doing that too. It's like anymore, like I'm still going to review statues. I'm still going to show people, as much as I can show you guys. But I'm going to get my piece, and then I'm going to start closing my eyes to other pieces because I can't afford to keep buying these things.
Yeah.
Basically, he's going to get his piece, and then he's going to turn his piece on all his other side pieces. And,
this dude. Roy, I'm not saying that I don't want Storm. I love Storm. But my other X-Men that I want to get, I want to have Psylocke. I want to have Wolverine, Cyclops. Who else? Rogue. Those are the blue team in my opinion. And Storm is more of a gold team member. I don't have room for every one of the X-Men as much as I would like to have every one of them.
Chris said, "Welcome to my world." I know, man. I don't know how you do it. There's way
that
too
badass room though.
I know, but I'm thinking he collects just Batman. It's like he's always looking for Batman, and there's just too many choices out there. He's gonna need a new house eventually.
Yeah. It said, Junior said, "Hey George, how would Storm look next to Phoenix from Sideshow?" She would look in scale with Phoenix from Sideshow, but she's much taller. So I think she fits in scale just fine though.
On your review of Storm, was it really because of the padding was not where it should be, or was there really a leaning issue with that?
No,
because
it's
that
padding.
was scary watching you.
I know. And when I came home from San Diego and I saw that, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my God, this thing is leaning, right? So I took and I got a couple pieces of paper, and I cut it down. I took these cards basically, and I cut a piece of the thing and I put it right beneath the corner, and it stopped leaning all together.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just the padding. It's not the statue itself. But still, and when I saw that thing leaning on its side, I was just, or tipped like that, the base.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, oh my God. And then of course I walked outside to my wife. I'm like, who came into my room?
I remember watching. We were talking with Chris a second ago about Batman. I remember watching one of his videos where he was talking about how to just enjoy other people's collections because it's just too much money to spend on all the other stuff. I like that. But did you see what the guy in the chat said? Guile. Say the name. I can't say it right, man.
Yeah, Guile Gambier.
Yeah.
It says, do you guys think that statue quality scopes and paints are improving over what they were before? And do you think that there will be a market crash? The market is getting too crowded almost. And what do you guys think?
Well, I'd like to take the lead on this one, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing. I'm not even close. I just wanted to say that. I thought that was going to be fun.
Oh my God. I like the question because it is. Do you think the quality is getting better, George, with the competition that's out there?
I think it is. I think that it's much better than it used to be in the past.
All right. And then the other part, with the prices going up, do you think it's going to reach a point where these things just the bottom drops out of it and you can get it for dirt cheap at some point?
I think we're already starting to see some of that. I think that at this point, the resale value on a lot of these statues are not holding. So I'll be honest with you. You want to collect something, you better do it because you like to collect. Don't buy it with the intention of reselling it or this is going to pay for your kid's school or anything like that.
Your retirement.
Yep. Hey, retirement, that type of thing. Because the Justice League, the premium formats from Sideshow, I'm thinking of getting rid of all of those, Batman, all of them. And when I'm looking at the pricing of them, they're not much more than retail price right now.
Right.
For the exclusives.
Here's a quick thought. So in the near, obviously we're talking about if these things will ever hold their value clearly later on down the road and whatnot. Do you guys ever see the possibility of maybe 3D printing, putting this out of the resin stuff out of business and everything just moves straight to 3D printing?
No. Because
really?
the 3D printing process is only for making the master of this stuff. They still cast it and then still make a mold of it and then the casting.
I think, well, right, George, but are you talking, Seth, about being able to scan a statue and 3D print it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could happen, and a lot of things get,
I think as the technology improves, it could happen. There could be more detail in the 3D printing, but it's still going to be a plastic. You know what I mean? It's not going to have that same feeling as a statue.
No, I get that, but it's a cheaper. It's a way cheaper alternative than you guys spending $7,000 to
it's not cheaper though. But it currently is not cheaper. Are you meaning that you would, as a collector, would own a 3D printer in your house and print your own statue?
No, I'm just saying for someone that has a 3D printer to manufacture the statues.
Okay, so for that person to take and 3D print the statues to mass produce and sell out, for them to do it legally, they would first have to get a license from Marvel or DC, which that's expensive. So right off the bat, you're going to be spending money on that. And then they would still take and need to 3D print these things and then get them painted and shipped in a box that's safe so it doesn't break when it arrives. I think it's still going to be just as expensive as taking and getting a casting. And in some cases, I think it's actually cheaper because they send it overseas to just get the mold and produce it out of resin.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. You're right. As far as
just a thought.
As far as the pricing of statues for me, I've just kind of made some decisions about how I'm going to buy because I've set a Batman Who Laughs is the last statue that I'm going to buy over $1,000. That's it. I'm not buying any other statues over $1,000. I don't think they're worth it, and probably my price range is going to stick between $500 and $700 for a premium statue, and that's about it.
I love your collecting on a budget series, man.
Yeah, it's just
I love that. That for what you do for that actually for someone like me who's not like a true statue collector like you guys, it's very informative and it also falls into my comfort level as far as what I'm willing to pay. Right. So those Diamond Gallery Select ones that you review, I've got a slew of those in my office because of your videos and how I felt that those were good buys for someone like me who was too price conscious about buying a statue.
Right, exactly. I just don't. I don't know, man. When I look, I was when the Aspen that I just did, and I was looking at the Spider Woman statue that I have and um the Deadpool statues that I have, and these are only a few years old, and those statues were $300 when they came out, and anything like that now is double that price just a few years later. Um, I mean, did the licenses go up that much, or is it just a demand that people just started buying them more?
I think that's what happened. I think it's very similar to like what happened in the '90s with the comics. You know, at that point, people were seeing that some comic books were selling for a crazy amount of money, and then because of that, you know, Marvel jumped up and started making, you know, variants of all these comics, and people were buying them like crazy. You know, by the boxes. You know, thinking that this was going to be, you know, something that they could retire on, and it just wasn't the case. There was just too many of them.
My brother makes fun of me every day. My older brother, he's like, "How much is your pop collection worth?" I tell him what it's worth, and he goes, "Dude," he goes, "you need to sell that shit while the market's high, because otherwise you're going to be looking like what Calvin said. You're going to be looking at Beanie Babies that aren't going to be worth shit."
I don't want that to happen to you, but just keep that in mind, man.
My brother,
if you're just building it for that,
my brother keeps saying that he feels within the next 2 years the market's gonna drop on these. So. Anything's possible.
I feel that you should collect.
Sell.
I feel that you should collect is because you like what it is that you collect. Do not collect to buy for some kind of investment purposes because you're just going to get disappointed and you're going to be mad at yourself later.
See, if that's the case, if you got $500 for a statue to do that, man, 401k, retirement account, if you got that money, put it in that because it will not do what you think.
See, like for you guys, like look at what you have to go through to display your pops. You've got to buy display cases and lights and, you know, all this other extravagant stuff where I just have to go spend my $10 and I just put them right there on my dresser.
I hear you, Seth, but not for nothing, man. It looks like shit.
It does look like shit. You can call me out. I tell you it looks like shit.
Yo, I see other pop collectors display their stuff much better. You are not holding up to being the pop knight, bro. You should be displaying your stuff better than that.
Wow, look whose balls finally dropped. Wow. You got a set on you after all after you quit Friday night. I'm surprised.
I'm not even a pop collector, and give me a month, and I'll display them better than that.
Well, you know, you unfortunately have a much much bigger house than me, so you have the means of being able to display where I don't.
I'm just saying. You're over here knocking us is because of the amount of money we put into our displays and everything. But I feel like if we're going to be spending this kind of money on something like this, that we should display it nicely, and we're definitely not going to keep it inside of a box.
Oh no! I wish I could display them. I wish I had the room to do it. Unfortunately, I don't.
So
I chose
man,
poorly.
I love you, dude.
I love you too, man. But I'm proud of you that they finally dropped. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Finally dropped. That's messed up. So, do you think that this is going to be drop? I think that what's going to end up happening is that eventually all of us are at some point going to fill up our displays, be tired of spending this crazy money on these pieces, and then you're probably going to see Sideshow and the other guys start to go backwards just because they're not going to be selling any of these pieces anymore.
Yeah.
If anything, they'll start making lower quantities.
Or that. But I still think it would probably go back the other way at some point. Because if you're not selling it, I mean, they do that now. If a piece doesn't sell, you'll see it go up on their site for, $100 off, free shipping, all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah. They still have some stuff that's 3 years old that's still on there, though. Like Wonder Woman, still up there. Spider-Man, still up there. That stuff is that shit. It was released 3 years ago. I mean, shipped 2 or 3 years ago. Not announced, shipped.
Yeah. The Wonder Woman, look at that. That's still up there.
Yeah, it still is. That's
what was the run on that Wonder Woman?
6,000.
Yeah.
6,000.
Oh, well, no wonder it's still up there. It's 6,000.
And Spider-Man is still up there as well. The Spider-Man right here. That went away and it came back.
But how many did they make of the exclusive though?
1,200.
Yeah, and that's sold out. I'm talking about the regular version. But I mean, not for nothing. The collector's edition is nice. There's nothing wrong with the collector's edition. It's cool.
No. I'm just saying though. But obviously, more people probably tried to buy the collector's edition because it was more of a limited run.
They always buy the exclusive edition. Most people do. It's because The difference in price is like next to nothing, like $10 to $15 for an extra head, and then on the other end, it's easier to sell the exclusive than it is to sell the collectors. I think that's the reason why they buy that.
Yeah.
Half the time I don't use the extra pieces. So. Yeah, man. All right. So did you guys also hear that? You guys can still hear me, right? Everything's good?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so Marvel announced the return of the original Defenders. So that's a comic book that's going to be coming out in December. The original Defenders, this I just found out today because I didn't even realize that the Defenders that we've been watching on Netflix aren't the original Defenders.
Yeah.
So the original ones are Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Namor, and Silver Surfer. So I think that's kind of cool. Now, my question is that do you think that this is probably like a tie-in or maybe moving on to a possible movie for the Defenders?
I think the answer is, do you think a movie will make money?
I think it could.
I don't think this is going to be a movie at all.
No,
because they already have the Defender series on Netflix.
Yeah,
you're going to have two. You're going to have two. No, I understand where you're going. That the comic version would definitely be way better than the shit that they put on Netflix. I get that, but what I'm saying is that you already have
the branding,
a branding already for that series. So they're not going to screw with everybody and do that.
You really think so? I mean, the Defenders didn't do well. You know, we still have
but it was a short season. But it was a short season. Was it only like eight episodes?
Even if it was longer, it would have done even worse. I think it was not doing good at all. So the Defenders didn't do good. You got Daredevil that did very well. Punisher did very well, and Punisher wasn't part of the Defenders. You have what's her name? Jessica Jones. Season 1 I thought was pretty good. Season 2 was kind of. Luke Cage was kind of. And then nobody really liked the Iron Fist. I'm hoping season 2 is better, but nobody really liked Iron Fist.
Garbage.
So, I mean, you have Doctor Strange that did pretty good in the theaters. You have the Hulk that is a character now that people are into, and then when the Avengers all come together, they make some serious money. And you have Captain America, who's gonna or what's his name, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. that both are tired of playing the roles. So eventually, the Avengers are going to be out. This could be a way of keeping something like the Avengers going.
Well, I saw something on Facebook this afternoon about how they had a picture. It was like a partial picture of Robert Downey Jr. and he had Doctor Strange's cape on.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, are we not going to see what's his name, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange? Are we going to get an Iron Strange or a Doctor Man? I mean, I don't know.
Huh.
But even though the Defenders, how does even Silver Surfer even fit into that?
I don't know. But Disney now has all of these characters back under their belt. Yeah. So.
And Namor is just a knockoff of Aquaman.
I'm not arguing there.
Vic said we got fisted.
We got fisted. Love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also. What do you guys think of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I hope they come back with another season this coming year.
They did. They renewed it.
They announced it?
Yeah.
Nice. I want to see that, man. I'm kind of fiending for my comic book movies. It's like all my comic book TV shows start in the fall. So,
yeah, I need season 2 of The Punisher now.
Well, that's not coming up next. We got what? Iron Fist.
Season 2 or is it season 3 with The Punisher?
The Punisher? Season 2.
Okay.
Season 2. Yeah. But I mean the other TV shows though, was like what you got the CW with the Flash and was it the
but those are all going to be gone too, aren't they? Moving to that DC streaming service, or are they all going to stay on the CW?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're going to be on the CW. I mean, are they going to go? Did you hear they're going to be going to the streaming service?
I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
I mean, it makes sense for them to leave something on regular TV so they can advertise their streaming service.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but it makes sense for them to put it over there. But I think they would keep something on regular TV.
True. Yo, we got 34 watching right now. That's what's up.
Mac Collections wants to know, yo Seth, what's the most you would pay for a pop?
Depends on.
There's one pop that's out there that I want more than any pop in the world, It is from 2013. It's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Or it might be no. I think it's a 2011. I think I retract that. I apologize. It is a metallic Captain America that they only made 480 pieces, I believe, and it's worth $1,300.
Damn.
1,300, you said?
Oh, you heard me. 1,300. I would pay $1,300 for that.
Don't do it, Seth. Don't do it.
That's a lot. I don't know if I could pay that. Actually, I was contemplating buying an Indiana Jones pop the other day until I found out how much it cost.
How much?
Yeah.
Shit, dude. So there's one that they have is also San Diego. Anything that has a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive to it, forget it, bro. Things are mad expensive. So it seems like it anyway. Yeah, you're right. It's not every one of them, but I mean, it still seems like it. So this one has Indiana Jones holding the gold talesman that he had at the beginning of the Temple of
Raiders.
Doom. Or sorry, Raiders.
No, it was Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders. And so that one is going for $350.
Oh, that's Seth to drop that in a heartbeat.
Well, I have an Indiana Jones, but from the Temple of Doom. I bought it at my local comic book shop about 6 months ago. I paid $75 for it. Now it's worth almost $250.
Yeah. Ed Dude in the chat is saying that he's not trying to insult anybody or anything, but he goes, "What's the appeal of pops to adults?" He's not trying to insult, but he just don't get it.
I think.
And I thought, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
I was thinking. I thought a lot about that too, but I think the appeal of pops is that there is something for everybody, no matter what genre, what era you were born in. There's something out there that everybody can connect to. I think that's why adults collect those.
And they're cheap.
Cheap.
Here's a comment we can relate to. Guile said, "Is that pop filled with 100% uncut ganja?"
Speak for yourself. But what do you? Yeah, you were saying something, Eric, or one of you guys were.
Yeah, I was. So I think that the thing with the pop figures is no different than the statues or anything else that anybody collects. You buy it, it's because it has nostalgia to you. It relates to you, and you pick it up because you like it. I have the Jay and Silent Bob pop figures because I like that movie. And I did pay a little bit more than I normally would pay for a pop figure because I wanted them things. So
I think, and pops, like I said, I think are more popular for such a large group of people is because they produce so many things from so many eras. I mean, from cereal to you name it. There's something for everybody in pops where you're not going to get a statue produced of Boo-Berry. Probably not going to happen.
They have.
They do have
they do have
Blueberry
and Count Chocula and Frankenberry.
Yeah, I haven't seen any statues like that. At least no premium format.
They have
statues.
like the fat versions of the statues. I've seen those before. So like they have the Sugar Smacks frog, and he's like overweight.
Diabetes. He's got diabetes,
and he's got the cereal box behind him. They got the Captain Crunch, and he's overweight. And they all. It actually is kind of cool. I like the set. It is kind of neat.
That would be funny. I would love to see a statue of like Tony the Tiger or like Toucan Sam.
I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't pay $400 for that. No way.
Yeah. No, but somebody that clearly likes breakfast cereal would.
Man. I don't know, bro. That's pushing it.
And pops are so damn cute. Come on.
They are cute. Yeah, and Guile is talking about a statue that came out too. Wolverine holding the burger. That fat Wolverine.
Funny.
That was pretty cool.
Oh, I saw that. That was at San Diego. I saw that there.
It's a funny looking statue, man. I think it's cool, and I think that's another thing about pop figures also is that they had a little bit of humor to the way they look and everything, and that makes them kind of cool. So
I saw today. When we were looking for certain things on these topics, I saw that there's some Prince pops that just got released, Seth.
Oh yeah, the Prince ones, the 3-Eyed Girl, Purple Rain, and I think When Doves Cry.
Okay,
those ones that they did. Purple Rain.
All right.
Purple Rain.
Here we go. Hey, so keeping up on Marvel, did you guys hear about the and then this is kind of old news, but I heard about it like just towards the end of last week. The Reddit Thanos snap that they had going on.
Yep.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
Right around the time the movie came out.
I'm all by myself on that. So I found out about that the other day. I thought that was dope as hell. So for those of you guys who are like me who didn't pay attention to this, so Reddit had this thing where they, well, not Reddit, but this subreddit called I think it was Thanos Did Nothing Wrong. Decided that they were going to do this thing where they were going to take and ban half of their subscribers, you know, and they did this randomizer that was basically like the Thanos snap. They had Josh Brolin do a video for it and everything, and even the Russo brothers jumped in on the whole thing. And at the time that they finally did the snap, there's something like 200,000 subscribers were part of this group just to get snapped. Which, I thought that was kind of funny.
So they got their accounts canceled on purpose.
No, their accounts did not get canceled. So these guys got snapped, and then they got put into another subreddit called In the Soulstone. So the Russo brothers, one of them is in the Soulstone, the other one's not in the Soulstone. But I think funny. What's kind of funny about the whole thing is that the Russo brothers participated in all this. So, I mean, do you think that it's kind of like legitimizing the theory that, the heroes that were all killed by Thanos are in the Soulstone?
Well, that was my theory even before all this, but I guess somebody asked on Twitter, and then they confirmed that no, it's not. They're not in there, which should be. I mean, it would make sense because Gamora's in there.
Yeah.
Gamora's dead. She's not in the Soul Stone.
Her soul is.
I think they're in the Soul Stone, man. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Like, she needed to sacrifice a soul or somebody, and then that's why he saw her in there when he went inside the Soul Stone.
Listen. The last time I saw Gamora, her head was on the ground. Her head was cracked open. She was bleeding. Her leg was like all contorted in a different way. She's dead, man. She ain't never coming back.
I don't know.
JMS 493 is asking, who's in for the sideshow Juggernaut statue? I'm not.
Well, geez, that was fast.
Yeah, I'm out.
Next.
It's not that I hate it. I haven't seen it yet, and I gotta imagine that quarter scale, that thing's gonna be massive. I don't know where I'll put that. I mean, of all the bad guys I would get for the X-Men, I think it would be Magneto.
Yeah, Magneto.
I like the obscure villains, man. Not the not like the heavily favored ones. I like the ones that you hardly ever hear about. Like if I were to buy an X-Men statue of a villain. I would probably like to say if they ever made like a Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sinister is pretty popular, though. I mean, he's
not as popular as Magneto or Juggernaut.
Hey, I heard through the grapevine that one of the studios is producing a Mr. Sinister statue.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Y'all didn't hear that from me.
Confirmed. Seth's buying it. Confirmed.
Didn't hear that from George. He's not one to gossip.
No, I didn't say anything. That was Enrique, my alter ego.
The squeaky wheel gets the
grease. Yeah, man. All right, so back to video games, man. Who saw Streets of Rage 4 today? Anybody see that trailer today?
I did not. Are you going to show it?
Did you play Streets of Rage 4 or Streets of Rage as a kid?
I did not.
At my friend's house because I didn't have a Sega.
Dude, I love that stuff, man.
Yeah, Streets of Rage was a shit.
All right, I got the trailer, man. I'm going to drop the trailer on you guys. Here we go.
Exclusive.
Straight up 80s.
Wasn't there a black guy too?
I think so. I can't remember exactly now.
I played
the original Streets of Rage.
There was a black character too, and he had a wife beater on and jeans and man, what the hell was his name?
Look it up, man. We're talking about it. Eric, you played it, right?
Looks too cartoonish for me.
Eric, did you play the original Streets of Rage? Eric,
I did. I used to play. I mean, years ago.
Years ago. Yeah, I played it a long time ago. Also,
I mean, I like side scrollers like that. They're fun.
Danny,
Couch
Danny
co-op.
Danny said it reminds him of Double Dragon. Me too. That's what it looks like.
Double Dragon. It is similar to that. Yeah.
There's just so many side scrollers that were coming out during that time. Everybody was cashing in on it. I personally love The Simpsons.
Oh,
Roy,
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons at
The
the
Simpsons
arcades.
arcade game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. And
All right.
X-Men and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I like
Hey.
all of them.
So we have Axel Stone, Blaze Fielding, and Adam Hunter. Adam Hunter was the black guy.
Hey, Roy, take it easy, man. Thanks for joining us, man.
Take
It's
it easy,
3
Roy.
a.m.
Yeah, I know. My man hangs out with us, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I remember playing that game, dude. When I was a kid, with me and my brother used to play that. That was great. Saturday morning video games.
Yeah, man. I remember playing that. Yeah, I remember playing that as a kid. I don't ever remember beating it though. I think it was just didn't that air on Nintendo at some point? I know it was in the arcade.
No, it was Genesis. It was Genesis. You might be getting
Genesis.
it. You might be
That's what
getting
it
it
was.
confused with Double Dragon.
I get it
It's
confused with Double Dragon. But I did
Dragon
have
was kinda
Genesis
similar
also.
to
That's where I
that.
played it on. That's where I played it on.
And Final Fight.
And
Jose
Final Fight.
Josue says that Final Fight. I remember Final
Yeah.
Fight. That was a good one too.
Yeah, those were pretty good games. All right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite game in the arcade to play as a kid? Like, what did you drop your quarters on, like, constantly, every time you went into the arcade?
Dragon
All right.
Slayer.
Dragon Slayer? I remember that game. That game was dope.
Yeah.
All right, I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this one.
All right, go.
I'm going to say Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter. Oh, that game was dope. I remember playing that game too, man.
I liked playing Spy Hunter a lot. And then the Turtles arcade game. Those two were the two that I was heavily into.
That must have been after because I was the Centipede, Donkey Kong, Miss Pac-Man.
Well, they had all those when we went to that museum for those really old games. Remember when you came down?
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it too. And I played those really old games. You ass.
I'm like, I gotta drink some more, man, because this shit is bad.
Do they even call those games old, or are they considered relics?
You got Gunslinger in the
the word
chat.
I even
You got
played
Hydro
Mystical
Thunder,
Man. I even
Double
played
Dragon.
Mystical Man when we were there.
Kung Fu Fighter. I remember Kung Fu Fighter. That was a dope game too. Street Fighter. Afterburner. I used to play Afterburner. Chris,
I remember
Eric,
playing Captain Skyhawk, but that was on Nintendo.
Eric, what was the game you dropped money on, man?
The one that started off saying Avengers Assemble, which was
Ooh.
Captain America and the
Yep.
Avengers.
It was Captain America, Iron Man, Vision, and I forgot who else was a playable character in that, but that was a good game.
Contra.
Yeah.
I used to play Altered Beast like crazy, bro.
Ultra Beast.
That was the game I used to play. Like
Power
crazy.
up!
Yeah. I would drop quarters on that game, man. And we used to go to the Bahamas, right? When we were kids, my grandfather used to take me there, and we used to go to the same hotel every year, and they had the Altered Beast video game right there. And I used to take and drop all my grandfather's money on that game.
That's right. It was. I think that's the only place I ever played it was like at a hotel. I never saw that game at an arcade.
Yeah, it wasn't at your regular arcade. Well, there was in Miami. There was. They had one. Like, there was an arcade locally to us. It was like a hole in the wall too, man. You went in there, it was like a fog of smoke. You know, back then, because you could smoke inside these places.
Yeah.
You know.
Screw the kids.
Yeah, who cares, man? We all getting lung cancer in there. Oh man, dude. Yeah, I used to drop mad quarters on that.
I remember playing NBA Jam in the
NBA
arcade.
Jam. I would love to get myself an arcade system for my house, man. If I had the space for it, I would get one of those. I'd build one.
Boom,
actually-
shakalaka.
We actually have a coworker, John and I have a coworker who's building one, legit.
Yeah,
Like taking the time, building the whole thing, and yeah. I told him,
Our
hey
boy-
man, once it's done,
our boy Josh did it.
yeah.
And it's nice, man. He dropped $1,100 on the whole thing. I think he said, or about $1,200.
Yeah, custom cabinet, everything.
Yeah, and I designed the faceplate for it. You know, so at the top it says Vela Arcade, and then he has like thousands of games in there. So
Nice.
that's the only thing I would say is there's too many games.
John's in the chat, right?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
I think Gio needs to talk to you because he's looking for somebody to help design it. You know what I mean? Like he's very good with as far as building it and whatnot, but I think he's looking for somebody to come up with like a cool design for it.
Sure.
So.
I'm down. I like doing that kind of stuff. I take a picture of it afterwards, and I get to play some on there.
Yeah.
So they're fun
Eric.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
Tell us about your skydiving adventure, man.
Yeah.
Well, I got there. I was all pumped, But as soon as I got on the plane, I started getting scared. Lady started asking me questions. I don't know if you guys saw the video because I know you reposted it.
Oh, I saw it.
She started asking me all these questions. I'm trying to stay calm and collective, answering them like super cool, super suave. And as soon as they opened that plastic door,
and it got cold as shit.
And people start jumping out, and I'm just like, oh god, I gotta keep scooting up. And then the guy's behind me is like, he had a mask on. You ready for this? And I'm like, yep. So I put my hands on it. The door's so tiny that I kind of have to like squat. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm not gonna bitch out. He tapped me on my back, and I just jumped out. So the biggest fear I had, or just what I didn't want to experience, is when you go on a roller coaster and you just get that feeling in your chest of like dropping. I thought that's what I was going to experience the whole drop, and it actually was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It just felt like I was floating.
Yep.
And I just had the most beautiful view that I've ever experienced my whole entire life. So if you've been debating or been thinking about doing it, do it. You will not regret it. Once you jump out of the plane, you will not be scared.
Right,
I thought it would be a once-in-a-lifetime bucket list that I would never do again. And once I did it, I wanted to go up immediately again.
Nah, I'm down. I want to jump out of a plane in a bad way. But John brought this up to me the other day. So he's like, "What do we do? Why don't we do a MCE skydiving thing?"
I'm down. Yes.
Yeah. Seth, you can film it from the ground, bro. Don't worry.
There is not enough fucking money in the world to get me to jump out of that goddamn stupid
John's like, yo, we could get Calvin, we'll get Eric, we'll get Seth. And I'm like, bro, you can't even get Seth in a plane. You're gonna get him to jump out of a plane.
You couldn't pay me enough money. The only Eric, I think you would have had a little bit more confidence if you actually went jumping out of the plane with your Captain America shield and then did the whole pose on the way down. You know, like you did in the Avengers, when he jumped out of the plane.
You can edit that video to make it look like that, by the way. But I thought the same thing, Eric, because I hate roller coasters, and I thought I'm going to experience this crazy feeling all the way down. As soon as you jump out, nothing. Just like you can't even tell you're moving hardly once the parachute goes up, and it's like you're sitting in a big swing, man. Yeah, it's so cool, and it's so quiet. It's so quiet.
And even when you don't have the parachute, you're going like 120 miles an hour. It's just you don't feel like you're going fast. You just have a lot of air being thrown at you in your face.
I'm having my heart feels like right now it's about to rip out of my chest just listening to this. My anxiety is on like overdrive right now. Listen, I freak out in the morning when I'm driving on 95 and I see the planes taking off. I almost have heart palpitations and have to pull over to calm my nerves.
That's so funny you say that, Seth, because this girl just commented on the video. She said literally had an anxiety attack watching that whole thing.
Thank you.
Mac Collection says, no way unless they let me do it with one of my statues clutched.
No, but guys, seriously, just last time I'm going to bring it up. Like, if you get the chance to do it, do it. You will not regret it. And it was amazing.
And if it goes bad, you won't remember it anyway. So
no, don't say that. You're going to freak them out.
And that is the reason why I will never do it, because
it's like what Calvin said right there, man. The worst thing that could happen is you're going to get a one-seat ticket to the scene of the accident.
Exactly.
Well, the funny thing was they make you watch this this video after you sign all the paperwork, and there's this guy sitting at a desk like this, long-ass beard. The video looks like from 1987. There's some plaques in the background. He's like, you might die today, so we need you to sign all the paperwork. I'm like, this guy looks like a cult leader. I'm freaking the fuck out. And then they switch over to like an ambulance and people like stretcher, and I'm like,
oh, was that like the skydivers version of like Blood on the Highway that they show you when you're getting your driver's license?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to psych me out here. But then you go outside in the hangar and I see these 75-year-olds all just like lined up and like doing their shoot, and I'm like, these people come here every freaking week and do this.
Well, at 75, their life is already over with. So
excellent point. Excellent point.
Great point.
But like, they were like practicing their routine, how they're gonna like meet up and do all these tricks, and I'm gonna be tied up with somebody, so I have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? So after I saw that, it gave me a little bit more confidence.
Hey, I love the landing, man. I love the landing, man. You landed.
I know. I was happy. I was like, boom. Went straight into conversation. I'm like, I love this shit. Talked to the camera lady, hugged her.
That That would have been awesome. You could have landed. You've been like, do the superhero landing. Do the superhero landing.
So Tony said MCE skydiving day. Set it up.
Dude,
I'm down.
I wanted it. I forgot. Like I jumped down. I'm like, damn it! I should have done an MCE shout out when the lady asked me. It's just you have so many things in your mind and you can't think of everything when you're like up there and they open the door and
you're trying to think about the people you really want to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump out that motherfucker, man. Everybody's like, man, you know, there's that feeling when you're up there and you don't know if you want to do it. Like my boy Josh told me the same thing because they were on some rickety plane. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like, I'd be more afraid of the plane than jumping out of the plane.
Yeah, you know? We went with a group of friends, and once we got there, I was all pumped and everything. And once we got there, I'm like, I got to go first, so I'm not doing it. There was no way I could watch everybody do that. I would lose my nerve.
That's when I was losing my nerve, just seeing like, floop,
nope,
floop, and I'm like, oh god,
no, I got to go first. I can't watch it.
No, but like it was just great. It was great.
Yeah, I'd probably have to make sure that they gave me like a dark brown jumpsuit so people couldn't see the shit stain on my pants from me my pants jumping out of the damn plane.
Seth, we won't make you do it, dude. You just got to come there and film us from the bottom, though.
I will listen. I have no problem being there for moral support. If you want moral support, guess what? I'm your man. But dude, again, I'm like seriously, like I'm not feeling good right now because you guys are talking about this shit and I'm thinking about it, and I don't want any part of it.
Dark Mufasa says, "I will jump out of the plane unless there's a zombie apocalypse."
I mean, then you'd be jumping into the zombie apocalypse. I don't know that I'd want to do that.
You're on the plane. You're trying to get away from them.
Yeah, gotta clarify that one. Oh man, that's some funny stuff, bro. I mean, we took Seth on Star Tours, right?
Oh Jesus, here we go.
Yeah. So we took Seth on Star Tours. So I don't know if you guys know what Star Tours.
Virtual ride.
Yeah, it's a virtual ride at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
All right. So Seth is telling me I don't want to do this ride. You know, I get motion sickness, and I think motion sickness is just bullshit. You know, so at the time I did anyway. So I'm all there. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a movie with a moving theater. It's nothing big. It's fake, right? So me and my buddy Glenn, we convinced Seth to do it, right? Because we're calling him pussy, and we're really just ragging on him, right?
Because real men don't back down from a challenge.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta give it up to you, dude. After this, I understand. It's okay. So his wife is like, you know, Seth is not into this. So I'm like, man, we're gonna do it. Seth is gonna be happy with it. Star Wars. I mean, this is gonna make him happy, right? So we get on this ride, and we get done. It's maybe like 2 minutes long, and then I look over at Seth, and Seth is like drenched in sweat. I mean, like beaded water all down his face, you know. And he's like, I just want to get off the ride. Just move, you know. So. We get off the ride, and I couldn't believe how shaky he was getting off this thing. So yeah, man, motion sickness is a real thing. So would never do that again. I'm sorry.
Remember. Here, there's a valuable lesson. If your friend, if you know you got an issue, and your friends try to bait you, don't fall for it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. So now that the point is proven, and I'm 100% healthy now because of that. Thank you, George.
Hey, I won't ever do that again, Seth. I promise. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out when we go to Orlando in October and we go do the Star Wars VR thing.
Oh, I want to do that. Have you guys heard about that one?
Nope.
So in Orlando, they have this Star Wars VR where there's 4 people. You get 4 people in your crew and everything, and you have to go through some kind of like rescue mission.
Yeah, it's a mission.
Yeah. And you got guns and the whole nine, and you go in there and you're working as a team to complete the mission.
So basically, like they tag. Yeah, but basically they put you in an escape room kind of situation, and you have VR headset on, and you have the controllers in your hands, and you basically walk around the room, hopefully not bumping into anything in the process. But it's a whole mission. You could be on the Rebels, or you could be on the Imperial side, and it looked pretty epic, man. I mean, hey, I'm game.
Vic asked, Seth, would you jump for a metallic Captain America?
Now, would I jump? I can jump right now.
You know what he means by that.
Yeah, just change. So, would I jump for a metallic Captain America? Okay, so I would jump for the metallic Captain America if when I got to the ground there was I'd have to figure out what Playboy Playmate was there holding the Captain America in one hand with her topless and a frosty beer in the other hand. Then maybe I would.
There's no way in hell you would jump at all.
Yeah. Still don't think you would jump.
Yeah, I don't think I would jump either.
So Seth, man, tell me about your conspiracy theory, dude.
Oh, is it time for Seth's conspiracy corner?
I want to hear about this conspiracy theory of yours, is because I mean you told me already, but I think it's ridiculous. So I just want to hear it again. Go ahead.
It's not ridiculous. It's proven.
Okay,
it's proven.
Go ahead. And we got Calvin here, so go ahead.
All right. Well, but what is Calvin doesn't work for Target.
He doesn't work for Target, but you didn't say Target. Your whole thing was
it's my hate is specifically directed at Target.
Oh my god.
Okay. So for all you Target employees in the chat right now, you might want to turn this off and then come back. So I did a video a couple weeks ago where I caught on camera a Target employee doing something that clearly they weren't supposed to do, and a bunch of other Target employees in the comments came to the person's defense, which is fine. I get that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But what's going on now is that the Target employees are kind of going vigilante, if you would say, where they're taking matters into their own hands, and they're destroying the boxes that the pops come in, so it deters collectors like me and everybody else who collects pops from coming into the store, because they do get agitated on a daily basis where people like me come in, and I'm nice until it's time not to be nice. Okay? So 90% of the time, Vic says Target is an organized crime family. So I go in there being all nice and everything. I say, hi, if I give you the DCPI number, can you please look this up for me? They look it up. Oh, we have it, and they'll give me the song and dance whether they have it or not. And if they do have it, they bring it out and the boxes are all beat to shit. But if you look at the case that they bring it out in, there's maybe 2 or 3 of them missing that some of the employees have kept for themselves while they give the customers the beat shit because they know it's going to be a deterrent and they're going to go somewhere else and not bother them anymore.
All right, so playing the devil's advocate, there's no absolute chance that somebody bought the other pop figure, the other 2 pop figures that were there, that has to be taken by a Target employee?
Nope. It is taken by a Target employee.
Okay.
So how does it being beat to hell prevent people from coming in and asking?
Yeah.
Because if they know you're going to, because if collectors, there are certain collectors who will only buy the pop if the box is 100%.
I understand that.
So if you're destroying the boxes, then that person's not going to come into your store anymore, and they're going to go to another store.
Dude, but I don't agree with that. I mean,
whatever.
Would that deter you from going back to that store if the box was broken?
Yeah, because if I knew they were going to beat the boxes to shit on purpose, I would go to another store.
But you don't know that they're beating the box to shit to purpose.
Do we now? Come on, we know what's really going on.
Oh my God.
We know what's really going on.
I'm in an episode of the Twilight Zone right now,
bro. What we need to do is we need to have an episode. Yo, check this out.
There's only one way to solve this.
There's people coming to my defense in the chat. Dark Mufasa, Target does the same for amiibos. So you know what? So
why? This just makes no sense.
Well, we need to do.
I feel for you, Dark Mufasa.
We're gonna try to have a video where like one of those Dateline videos,
catch a predator.
Exactly.
Well, you can't do that because to catch a predator would be to catch like a Target employee flipping the pop.
So you know how we solve this, Seth? You know how you were able to capture that footage as a customer?
Yeah.
What if you become an employee?
Yeah.
Infiltrate
the Target.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, good.
I think we're doing that on purpose.
Eric just took that shit to a whole nother
level. Look at my box. It's damaged.
Dude, that would be great. Seth, you get hired, you take a week off of work, right? And you get your big, and you go and you infiltrate Target, right? And then you get all the footage. They get you a camera.
Your employer is like, why is he right at Target when he said he was going on vacation and he's working there?
I can't right now. Oh
I'm going deep. I'm going deep undercover. I'm going into the belly of the beast. In defense of, hold on, Vic. In defense of Seth, I was at Hot Topic and heard one employee plotting with a Target employee over pops. One said, "Hold this one for me," etc. See,
But I think that applies to anything. I mean, that applies to like a PlayStation 3 coming out.
But you know what? The only place, but Target is the only place I've ever had an issue buying pops from. Every other place I walk into, I get it, I walk right in, and I walk right out. I've never had any other issues.
But Target does get a lot of exclusives, right?
Well, yeah, and I don't know what the hell Funko is doing right now, where they're just basically throwing everything to Target. I mean, I can go on a rant right now about Walmart because God forbid freaking Walmart restocks their shelves with pops rather than just having the 3 fucking same pops sitting out there every goddamn time I go in there.
But that's getting triggered.
Could it be that they don't have them to restock?
Any, yeah.
No, they do. They do have them. They just don't do their jobs.
Hey, I'm not going to say that they're doing that on purpose. They just don't do their jobs, period. I've been to Walmart before and asked, I went up to the video game section to ask somebody a question, and these 2 employees were talking to each other and totally ignored me. They just were chilling there, like full on having a conversation about nothing, laughing, and I'm standing there waiting for them to finish their conversation. And finally I was like, excuse me, can you help me? And dude looked at me with this attitude. So I was like, you know what? Fuck you. And I walked off. And then I was pissed off. And out loud, I said, this is why I don't like fucking shopping at Walmart. It's because these fucking assholes don't like to do their job. And then as I'm saying that out loud, this manager comes up behind me. And he's like, what's the problem? I was like, your fucking employees are over there acting like pricks. I come up to ask them a question. And they're having a conversation. And then when I do ask them, politely, can I get some help? I get attitude from the dude. So I don't think that it's necessarily saying that Target employees are doing this specifically to you pop figure people. I just think that they're just not happy people to be working there, all the time, getting paid that little, and doing their job. They're just, not excited to go to work.
And that brings in what you said about them.
Put the knife down, Seth.
No, it's not a knife. It's not a knife. and what you said right there brings to the next point of this conspiracy, where the Target employees actually hide this stuff in the back. So when they get off the clock, like they're supposed to, when they're supposed to purchase stuff, not on the clock, off the clock, they buy it, they run it to their car, and then later. Now, I know what I'm saying right now. There's no given proof, but I know people feel the same way I do. That they take it, they buy it, and then they resell it because they get paid such little at their job. And you know what? I get that. Everybody's entitled to make a living, and there's nothing against that. What against it is that if you want to put it on the floor and take a break and buy it, that's fine, because then it at least gives other people the opportunity to buy it. But keeping the shit hidden in the back is kind of messed up, in my opinion.
But if you worked at Target, wouldn't you keep the special limited edition in the back for yourself? I mean,
no, because I know what it's a pain. I know what it's like. To be a pain in the ass to try to get these things. Why would I want people to feel the same way that I do?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say you wouldn't stock it, but you would probably keep one for yourself.
Yeah.
Back. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I would do it.
But the thing is that yes, you're 100% correct. I would do it, but I would do it the right way, so I would never ever get questioned. If you're doing it the right way, that's one thing. If you're doing it against
the right way,
well, according to the comments that people left on the video that were either current employees or former employees, the proper thing for them to do is to not be in uniform. For one, they have to be off the clock and in plain clothes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know, Seth. I think that's a bit much. You're going to tell me that as an employee of any kind of store, I need to get undressed to go buy something. That's what some of the people commented on the video. I'm just relaying the information that was there. I guess. I don't know.
And there's people who actually left comments on the video saying it's because of collectors like you are the reason why I destroy the boxes on purpose.
Huh?
So when you got a Target employee clearly leaving a comment on my video, the proof's in the pudding. And it's right there, my man.
And he could just be trolling you.
Could be.
Yeah.
He could be trolling me, but you know what? I take it as I see it. So.
And that was Seth's Conspiracy Corner.
And that was another excellent episode of Seth's Conspiracy Corner.
This is going to be a regular segment on our show.
I don't know if it's going to be a regular segment, but when he has these outlandish conspiracies, we'll let him vent. The last thing you want to do is let Seth hold that in, bro. Let him get it out.
Like I always say, if you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Spanish Heart 18 said MCE might have to erase this episode.
All that cursing right at the end, right? We get It's all right, man. It's past 9 o'clock.
No,
we're in
I think
MCE evening hours.
I think he's saying that because we discovered that Target is part of the mafia.
Hey, man, we're in MCE evening, so this is all fair game now. We're already past the 9 o'clock hour.
Prime time's over.
Prime time's over, exactly. This is where shit gets real.
We're gonna have to come up with a list of topics for after hours.
I'm just saying.
So what's up with Movie Pass, bro? Speaking of horrible service, man. So they're taking and refunding people now?
Man, I canceled my Movie Pass last week because they have changed it to the point where it's completely useless to me. They changed it so you could only see 3 movies a month. You can still get your money's worth by doing that, but then they changed it so that you can only see 3 movies that they pick each month. And depending on the area that you live in, you might not even get 6 movies, because this past week where I lived at, there were only 2 movies to choose from. Two movies, none of which were first-run movies.
Wow.
Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
Oh, okay. So those are probably just oddball, obscure, like ones that are probably like straight to DVD or something.
Probably. I never heard of them. I would even want to go see Megalodon, Meg, and because it's been out for a while, not even an option. You can't see it.
Well, who would want to see that?
I want to see it.
I want to see it.
I don't want to see it. That looks like at least 2 hours of my life I'll never get back.
I heard it was actually pretty good.
Unless Jason Statham is actually doing hand-to-hand combat with this giant shark, I don't want any.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Probably.
I see him holding on to one of the teeth.
But yeah, man, I it wasn't a sustainable business model in my opinion, and I canceled it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. My buddy told me about it too. He was like, "Man, you got to get it." And then I thought about it, and I was like, I kind of want it, but I need to wait to see what's going to happen first, because it seemed too good to be true.
Do you think it was like one of those things though, where like it all starts out all well and good, and then they actually like it's a way of like you getting to pick whatever movies you want, and then you're like, oh, this is great, whatever, and I'll keep doing this, and then next thing you know, it was just kind of like a way to sucker people in. For them to reduce it to the way that they actually wanted it, just so they can get people to subscribe?
No, I think what they were doing was they were trying to get clout in the industry. They were trying to have a percentage of tickets, a market share of tickets be sold or bought through them, where they can go to the studios and say, hey, look, this is the percentage or the share of the market that we have in terms of ticket sales, so maybe we can make some deals. And I don't think it panned out because it was such an unsustainable business model with them losing so much money. They've ran out of money at least 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, quite a bit. Hey, Seth, I don't know if you could do it, but Jesse Hernandez is asking to say it's a Megalodon in Jason Statham's voice.
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know if I could do that either.
It's
Anybody
a Megalodon.
can do that British accent?
I gotta. What is it? Jason Statham. I gotta
channel your inner Jason Statham.
Hold on. In order to do that. All right, now I can channel my inner Jason Statham because he's bald.
He's bald. This guy.
Is he Australian?
No.
Or is he like British or English?
British.
Oh. That's a Megalodon, mate.
I don't know. Oh my God. That was horrible. That was horrible. That was a fail.
I can't. You're a big fail. I can only do certain characters, not all characters.
Says a couple of people in the chat talking about yesterday in Jacksonville. I mean, it is part of the
that's
Geek
right.
Nation. Vic is saying, asking what do you guys think about, what happened. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's the last thing you would ever think that something like that would happen.
It's atrocious. It's exactly what it is. It's atrocious. Just because you got butthurt because you got beat in a Madden tournament doesn't full on give you the right to light the place up.
Is that why the guy did that?
Is that what happened?
He was actually part of the tournament, and he lost, and he got so pissed off that he lost that he went out to his car, got his gun, came back, and shot the joint up.
Really?
Yeah. And then he killed, I think he killed I'm not sure, don't hold me to this, I think he killed the guy that he competed against, and then he killed himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many other people he took
there were
with him.
two tournament people who lost their lives yesterday. But I hadn't read any more details, only bits and pieces of what's been on the news. But yeah, I mean, it was just when I heard, I mean, a video game tournament. In fact, when I heard that, I had just got through watching the Overwatch tournament on TV. And I'm like, wow, it blew my mind that it was crazy.
No, it makes you think, because now no matter is anywhere you go really safe now?
No.
I mean, if I go to the grocery store and I bet you complain that they won't take my coupon for 39 cents, does that mean now I have to run out to my car and go shoot the place up because they didn't take my coupon? I mean, people are fucking ridiculous. I mean, you lost. Fucking get over it. People lose and shit all the time. There's no reason to take innocent people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah, it was messed up.
It's sickening. It's really sickening, and the shit's getting old, and people really need to step up and start doing something about it.
Yeah. How do you prevent that, though?
Well, you're just going to open up a can of worms if you go there. I mean, gun control is always such a huge, hot topic, and then people could say, oh, well, what happens if they up the security? Really? You're going to up the security at a video game convention? People go to a video game convention for fun. I mean, the odds of that happening were just completely astronomical.
Yeah, George, I was so surprised in San Diego at the actual gate, the lack of security in terms of going through metal detectors and things like that. I thought getting into a place like that with that many people would be like going through airport security, and it wasn't. I was surprised. I was very, very surprised.
Yeah, at San Diego, you mean?
Yes,
yeah.
I was extremely surprised. I did appreciate they had the tower and all of that because there were so many people, out in the streets, and they had the watchtower with the police and everything. But when you got to the convention, there weren't metal detectors. There were only the thing that you scan your badge with. We never went through any type of metal detector anywhere in the entire event. And you're talking hundreds of thousands of people converging into one place. That made me a little nervous. And like Seth said, it's just crazy that is the one thing you think about now when you go into a crowd. You're thinking about, am I safe?
I mean, what do you think is going to happen now when me and you go to New York Comic Con? I mean, what do you think what the security level is going to be like there? I mean, you guys have been to enough cons already where you see people dressing up in cosplay and they bring props and they're supposed to be checking the props. I mean, who's to say there's that one time that a person doesn't check a prop and it's actually real?
Yeah, it happened in Arizona.
It did exactly what Eric said.
My Green Ranger, man, I flipped the freak out, man.
They almost killed the Green Ranger.
Tommy, he's my favorite. And you know what, George? Huh? Talking shit about the Power Rangers. I love the Power Rangers.
Hey. Oh, did you hear that?
Hey.
All right, you know what?
You know what, Eric? Eric,
it's Morphin time, man.
Bro,
not only did he quit, he
I feel sorry for you, bro.
Rangers.
wait. He's taking it. It's like, I feel sorry for Eric. Okay, I support you. I support you, but let's get real. It's not good.
Yeah. I'm all right with you talking to me. Captain America's the shit and all that stuff like that. Even though I like Iron Man better, it's all good. I'm like, Captain America's cool.
Hey, Eric,
I was in Puerto Rico, and then I see this commercial.
Captain America's
with
cool.
lightning, and they're like, "Los Power Rangers pronto." I was like, "What the heck is this?"
No,
Eric, you could be my Zordon anytime, man.
Oh yeah, boom, fist bump,
boom.
I feel like Seth is like my brother from another mother. He likes Captain America. He loves Power Rangers, and he loves The Rock.
You guys, how old are both you?
I'm 34.
I'm 35. I'm 35.
There you
together.
Go. There's your answer right there.
Powers combined.
We formed Captain Rock.
At the time Power Rangers came out for me, I was in my third year of high school at the time that came out. So, for me, that was because nothing else was on TV that would come on TV. That would be the only way that would be there. And there was really the only story arc, like I said, that I ever really paid any attention to was the whole Green Ranger arc where he turned into the White Ranger. That was about the only time that I ever watched it that I said, hey, this is actually kind of good. Then it went right back to the same old crap that it normally is, and I'm just like, meh.
Listen, I will give you the truth that yes, I feel that I agree with most people, even though I like the Power Rangers, that Power Rangers is a cheap knockoff of Voltron.
but it's not.
It's
called Super Sentai. Super Sentai came out in 1974. They've been doing that shit before Voltron. Get your facts straight.
Whatever, man.
They've been doing the whole Zord thing since okay, let's change that.
It's like Voltron with
I'm getting triggered right now.
Planet mixed together. Like when our powers combine.
Here comes the comments from the peanut gallery over here. Joey Lambert, damn, you guys are old.
Old, but still looking good.
We'll see who's old at work tomorrow, Joey Lambert. I know what workstation you work in.
Oh yeah, that's Joey. Look at that, the youngin, born in 1994.
Yeah,
1994. When I was getting it on with my first girl, you still weren't even around.
1994, he wasn't even a swimmer in his father's sack yet.
Oh my god.
Yo, man, this dude is at work constantly berating me about my age and everything all the time, bro. My man looks like George McFly.
Yeah, he does. He does look like George McFly.
Hello.
But the sad thing is that he doesn't know who George McFly is.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god. Can you ban him right now? Do I have banning capabilities on here?
George is kind of technically his supervisor, so I mean, you know.
Nah, man, I'll never ban that dude because he makes me laugh too damn much. In fact, I kind of want to have him on the show one of these days.
Oh, what? So Calvin, I think he's like you too, and he hasn't seen E.T. Or did Joey see E.T.?
I don't know if Joey saw E.T. or not. I don't know. You know what's funny about Joey is that Joey hasn't watched movies that I feel are iconic for us. You know, like Back to the Future. Most of the Star Wars movies. He's never seen Lord of the Rings.
You know, a lot of the 80s movies, a lot of the 80s.
He's watched other movies, in other movies that I'm like, man, those are good movies too. So, like he came off to me, he's like, man, The Patriot was the worst movie. I'm never going to watch The Patriot. I was like, bro, I can't believe you said that.
The Patriot with Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. No, Dark Mufasa, he doesn't know who McFly is, bro. I'm trying to get him to watch the movie. I have a list of movies for him to watch, for him to continue working with us. I told him it's his rite of passage. So I have a list for him. And I'm supervising that he takes care of that.
Make sure you give him a quiz or something.
Yeah, I have to, right?
Make sure he watches it.
It's like your
pop culture quiz. He's honestly doing himself a disfavor not watching a lot of these movies because there's so many references and everything nowadays that still go back to those classic movies.
Yeah. And they have no idea that they're
Yeah, they're like, meanwhile you're laughing and they're like, what?
It was honestly, it was the best thing ever watching these movies as a kid and then watching them again as adult and being able to actually understand the references and the terminology and the inside jokes. That's why I love rewatching old movies from the 80s and the 90s,
like
because
Porky's
of all
Revenge, right?
Oh
yeah, Porky's Revenge. Love that movie. Oh, what else we got? Damn millennials.
Exactly. Freaking hate the millennials.
No.
But the sad part is, you're a millennial.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a millennial.
I'm not a millennial.
You are a millennial, you freaking denial.
We've already read down this road. You're a millennial.
83 and up.
I was born in 82.
So that's how it works. We just changed the date.
Oh, man. No, man. Growing up with those movies were great, man. I still like watching them here and there. And I love showing them to my daughter, because my daughter will actually sit there and watch them with me. Oh, my wife won't. My wife will not watch anything that predates 1995 or something like that.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Don't know what you're missing out on.
I know. Like, I tried to show her Spaceballs the other day.
Oh, my God.
Nope. Wasn't having it. I was like, come on, man. This is great humor. So...
They've gone plaid. Love my favorite part of that movie is when they're talking about going to the different types of speeds, and he's like, "What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?" And he's like all nervous. He's like, "Prepare a ship," and then he catches himself. Prepare a ship for ludicrous speed.
Yeah, that scene had me cracking up when he flies after he hits the brakes.
Yeah,
and he goes flying into the data pad or whatever the hell that thing was. It was great.
They've gone plaid.
Yeah. Dark Mufasa, comb the desert. We ain't found shit.
Man, we ain't found shit.
I love that stuff, man. That movie was great. All his movies were good, man.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, yeah. Those are great movies, man. Real funny.
I'm your father's cousin's mother's. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Schwartz is as big as mine.
See, I would buy a collectible for that movie. I would absolutely buy a collectible for that movie.
Oh, dude, if they totally made like a Hot Toys of John Candy as Barf, I would totally buy that shit. And I don't care how much it would cost. That was my favorite character out of all Spaceballs, especially in the beginning when he's leaning over. She's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Barf."
Yeah, that's a great movie, man. Love that stuff. I would buy a pop figure for that if they had a pop figure for it.
I'm sure they probably do.
Do they have pop figures for Spaceballs?
No, I wish.
Really?
They were supposed to be a while ago. I saw the concept art. They were supposed to be making a pop ride with what's his name, Lone Star's RV, and they were supposed to be making like a Lord helmet and I just said his name.
Lord.
I'm trying to blank.
And
Lone Star. Yeah, Lone Star. They were supposed to have a pop of Lone Star and Barf and Dot Matrix. They were supposed to have them, and they put the concept out for them, but they haven't made them.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I would totally buy those.
Yep.
Just did a quick search, and first thing that came up is a whole bunch of people asking the same question.
I would get that. Unless, of course, they made it some kind of exclusive, only limited edition run that they sell at San Diego Comic-Con, and then I will curse Funko for doing that shit. Because it is impossible to get a pop figure at San Diego Comic-Con.
It is.
At least from them it is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Calvin's going to watch me cry like a girl firsthand when we go to New York when I can't get into the damn booth.
I won't watch you. I'm not even going anywhere around there. I got other things to do.
I'm sure Cletus will be around there, man. You probably go wander around with him.
You guys can hang out together.
Calvin, come stand with me.
Nope, ain't gonna happen. I saw a frustrated George guy trying to get that damn pop for you, and he wasn't even getting it from over there.
Yeah,
he's like, I gotta get this damn pop for Seth.
I'm saying, I had to walk around in a circle for a fucking hour.
The Medina comes through every once in a while.
Whatever.
So it was appreciated that he went around and trying to get that stuff for me. So.
For an hour, Seth.
Yep, I left him.
In a circle.
I left him.
Not a square. But a circle.
It is not the square, not the triangle, but the circle.
Divine, my next Lego. I'm actually hunting the Slave 1. This is the one that I'm trying to pick up next.
No,
just trying to see for a good price.
Need to do Voltron.
No, I'm not gonna do Voltron. I'm trying to stick to Star Wars, dude. I like my Star Wars stuff. I like the Voltron piece too. But they're about the same price, so I kind of want that. And I think before I even get the Slave 1, I need to figure out what I'm doing with the set to be able to put the Millennium Falcon in. And then my neighbor, he's a woodworker, so he's going to try to help me build that coffee table that I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if you did ever do the Voltron, you'd probably have to buy two of them anyway. One is a complete Voltron, and then the other one to build the lions.
Yeah. So I'll probably say that my next Lego stuff is going to be building the set for the Millennium Falcon, because I got to get that out of the display and put downstairs. That's where I want to. It's ultimate spot that I want to put it at. So. Plus, I have another Millennium Falcon on the way. So that's just something else.
Jesus Christ! There's just gonna be Falcons everywhere, all over your house.
Oh.
Gonna be bumping into
Love
Falcons.
that shit, bro. Bizarre Kill Switch is asking me how many statues do I own.
Not enough.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
I'm not answering
4,
that question.
5, 6, 7.
I think Calvin's got more than George.
Oh yeah, Calvin's got way more than me.
I'm not answering that question.
Calvin will just put anybody to straight shame.
I'm sure it's over 200.
Yeah, mine ain't over 200. I'm like maybe like 8, like somewhere between 10 and 20. I got some in the garage right now. So enough. Hopefully my wife doesn't watch this. Because if my wife's watching, I own 6.
6.
I feel the same.
This many.
I feel the same way, man. I've got pops hiding in my car that I'm afraid to bring in the house.
That's what you know you got a problem.
That's when you know you got a wife.
What are you doing, Seth? Just hiding some shit over here.
That's what I'm saying, man. I got pops hiding out in the truck that I haven't even brought in the house yet. I'm afraid to bring them in, man. And you know what the funny thing is that when I do work up the courage to bring them in, she's like, "Oh, where did those come from?" And I tell her the same thing. I'm like, "Oh, I pre-ordered these like months ago. Don't worry about it." And
why can't you just put it up? How does she know the difference between what you have and what you don't have? I mean, they look the same in the box.
Trust me, it's your wife. She knows. She knows. She is the knower of all things. It's like she can just you could just open up the front door and she can just smell the fear as you're bringing it in. And she's like, "Are those new?" And I'm like, "No, honey, I pre-ordered those like weeks ago." "Really?" "Because the bank account says otherwise." She does. She checks the bank account all the time. And she's like, "What was this $20 charge at GameStop? And what was this on Amazon? And what are all these PayPal charges?" So I'm screwed.
We love them, bro. They keep us in line.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. They always know when you spend money.
I'm just waiting for
Foster Girls' wives know.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that one. I'm just waiting for that one day when I walk into the house and she looks at me and she goes, "It's either me or the pops."
So
and that's when I tell her, "I'll help you pack."
That's messed up, bro.
Dark Mufasa, he says he's got some hiding at his brother's house, I guess. Man, that's crazy.
I am working on another set. So my buddy and I were talking about building up a second room so that we can display more. So that may be coming. Maybe. We'll see. Need more space for the stuff that I have.
Alive with the sound of
at least until I get a new house, man. I need a new space for some of this stuff.
How about that? Buying a new house for statues.
Nah, dude.
I'm buying a house for pops.
And I want a basement, man. You're lucky, dude. You live in an area. I don't know if you have a basement. Do you have a basement, Calvin?
I don't have a basement, but it's a lot of room though.
A lot of room.
Yeah.
I would be afraid to put them in the basement, especially if like a pipe breaks.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the least place you would want to put you. You want to get those fuckers up as high as possible.
I'd love to have a finished basement where it's just my entire, place.
I wish I had
like
that.
this one guy on YouTube. He's into horror statues and things like that. He actually, you guys have seen him, but I can't remember his name. He actually rents an apartment for his statues.
Nice.
That's where his stuff is at. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's some money right there.
So yeah, he lives one place and his statues live somewhere else. He rents the place and it's all statues.
That's interesting, man. I don't know that I would do that.
And you're thinking, look at it. You're thinking about it.
That's like what Cletus did the other day. The other day, he posted Instagram. He was at a storage unit. He bought a storage unit to house, and it houses. I think he said like 60% of his pops.
Yeah, he said he has his collection's over $100,000.
That is just nuts. I'm not even in his league. That's like, yeah. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, man. An apartment for your statues.
He's still thinking about it.
No, seriously though, you've got a real problem when it's resorting to that.
Well, not necessarily. You don't have a problem. I mean, it could be you just don't have enough room.
That's true.
So, and you have the money to rent an apartment. You know
what I would contemplate doing?
But an apartment ain't cheap, man.
What I would contemplate doing, and I've talked to my wife about this, and it's just tossing it up. I don't know. Let me see what you think about this, Calvin. Is building like a museum for our collection, so that people could come and see our collection. It'll be behind glass, obviously, and everything.
Right.
And you charge a fee for people coming in to see the collection. Whatever it is. And they come over and you can come visit. I've never seen anything like that before, and I think that would be kind of cool to have this type of collection museum.
It would be nice, but the amount of money it would take to have one of those, like to curate it.
Why pay for that when I can easily look up the pictures online?
Only you would say that.
So Seth, you wouldn't go to a museum that had nothing but pop figures in the museum?
Yeah, it's called Funko Headquarters. You're gonna fly me out to Seattle?
Matt Collection, he says that he has a storage unit just for his boxes. Now, I used to park my car in the garage for years, and just this past summer, I can't do that anymore.
Oh my God!
I'm thinking about getting rid of some of the boxes because I have pieces that I'm never gonna sell. It's like
but are there actual statues in those boxes, or are they just the empty boxes that
I have a lot of
statues
empty boxes. I was thinking about getting a storage unit for the boxes too, but I don't know.
But I understand keeping the empty boxes because you need those for when you pack up your stuff if you ever decide to move.
Yeah, that's that too. But
see, Dark Mufasa said somebody did it. He has in overseas. He says he has a museum, a statue museum.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it online. Have you seen it, George?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, man. It's online.
So essentially, I mean, it's no different than renting an apartment. You know, if you have it in you know, you're obviously not going to take and put this in, you know, Worth Avenue where you're spending some crazy amount of money on the rent. But
that's like that dude. That's like that dude out in Vegas that opened up the Nike museum where he's in a warehouse and he just has almost every single Nike sneaker ever on display, but they're not behind glass cases. But the sneakers are wrapped in some kind of protective seal, but they're on display.
Yeah, but I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, but you got to get a warehouse. I mean, I don't know if statues have to be kept at like a certain temperature.
Yeah, you need to have it AC'd.
Yeah, and I have an air purifier. I have 2 in my statue room, and it made all the difference in the world a couple of years ago in terms of dusting. The difference in the world. Eddie Diaz is asking, do you sell to upgrade to newer statues? I don't. I never sell anything. If I buy it, it's because I like that piece, and if I want something else, I just have to buy that. But typically, if I've got a Daredevil, I'm not going to buy another one, and I don't care what comes out. So I don't have multiple pieces of things. I may have a favorite character like Spawn, where I bought various statues in different poses and things like that, but other than that, no.
Yeah, I agree with what Calvin's saying right there. I'll sell only to replace a certain character, like the Batman. I know I'm getting another one, so I'm not really worried about losing out on that one. So, if
it's a pop that I want bad enough, I will sell some pops to get the money together to buy that pop because I like the older, more expensive stuff.
Right.
So, if I could right now, if I knew somebody that had a Red Skull for sale, Red Skull right now is around like $800. I would try to sell $800 worth of my pops to get Red Skull.
Yeah, and I'm selling, like I said, my Justice League line with all 5 of those statues, pre-PF statues, to downsize and get the XM, what is 1/6 scale figures. And I won't have any quarter scale DC pieces.
True.
Divine, what is it? Divine says Seth has his pops in storage on top of that dresser. I do. Dude. If I could ever, I need to do what George did. I need to do a room tour and just show everybody where everything is, so when people are watching, they can actually get a better idea. It's just not what's behind me. It's all around, and it's not good. My wife, trips over some of them sometimes.
The thing is, it's in your bedroom. That is like
I know, man. Pick your fucking pops up off the floor. I'm tired of tripping on them.
Bedroom.
I got nowhere else to put them, unfortunately. I need a bigger house.
Asking, what's your favorite statue?
I answered. I said the Darkness was mine.
Oh, Darkness.
Still my favorite statue, and one of my favorite comics too.
True.
Matt Collection was asking about the purifier. I guess yes, I have one. Are you asking what kind? I'm not sure, but
I think he says he has one also.
Yeah, it almost. I dust maybe once every couple of months, and it doesn't even seem like I have to do it then.
Right.
They come out with a video game for the Darkness, right?
Yes, they did. There was 2 video games I think that came out for the Darkness. They were okay. They weren't great games, but yes, they had 2 games.
So what's your statue look like? Is it just him with the creatures coming out? Kind of
yeah,
thing?
it's the statue's probably 30 inches tall. There's him in the center of it with all of these darklings all around him with some serpents coming around him. Man, it's amazing. It's just crazy. It's one of the best statues, best sculpts, best designs that I've ever seen.
The XM Studios Darkness. That thing is
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a
I
beautiful
still
piece.
have not seen a statue that I think is better than that statue.
That is a cool looking piece. That new one that you want to get, the Batman Who Laughs, that one reminds me of the Darkness statue.
Yes, that it does. It absolutely does. And that, like I said, will be the only probably $1,000 piece that I buy going forward, unless
True.
it's something that's been out for a very, very long time and it's actually earned that value in some way.
True.
But other than that, I'm not going to buy a new statue for that price.
That Mythos line from Star Wars is gonna kill me, bro.
Yeah, and see that I want. I really want that. And after seeing yours in person when I came down there, I really want that. But the prices, no, it was $300. Now
Yeah.
it's like $1,500. No.
Yeah. I'm like just holding out and waiting. And what bugs me out about it is that I see on eBay, like the last 3 sales on eBay show that these things sold for $1,100 at most, shipped. So that means to me that that the average value of this thing is like $900 to $1,200 in that range, maybe. Is what it's going for at the moment. And then you go to the Facebook BSTs and these dudes want $1,500 for this thing. I'm like, come on, man. I was like, they're not selling for that. So why are you trying to push on me that this is worth this much? Like, so it bugs me out.
Well, it's because they want what they want for it.
Yeah, I guess. It bothers me.
No, of course it bothers you because it's something that you want, that you desperately want, and you're willing to buy it, but it needs to be at a reasonable price.
My conscience gets in there. That's when the little man jumps on my shoulder and says, "Yo, this thing they're charging you 5 times the amount of the original price. You need to stop."
It's hard to make that choice to 5 times in just a few months or a year or so.
Yeah.
And then the other devil pops up on your other shoulder, and you're like, "Fuck that bitch! Just go ahead and buy it."
Yeah. He does come out every once in a while, but right now because I have a feeling that there's eventually going to come out another Obi-Wan, something that people want, and then I'll be able to get it at that point, or maybe I'll just get lucky and somebody will finally say, you know what, this dude's been waiting long enough. I'll sell it to him for this.
Well, there was one. I did a video, and I've been wanting to get Eric Sosa's Spider-Man, the one that he did for Kotobukiya.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one.
Okay, I've been wanting to get that for years. It was $190, $150 when it came out. It's now $600 to buy it.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and so I mentioned that when I was reviewing doing the room tour that I did, and this guy contacted me. I thought it was a joke. He goes, "Hey, I have one of those things, man. I'll sell it to you, basically for what it costs when it came out." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he did, man. He sold it to me for next to nothing.
That's awesome.
That's nice, man.
See, that's something that I would do. I wouldn't try to sell something to somebody just because it's worth that now. I would sell it because, I wouldn't want to lose money, but I wouldn't try to gouge anybody.
And that's why it pays for, like YouTubers like me, you, and George to be active in our communities, because you never know, you might come across that one person that has something that you want and is a really big fan and willing to throw you a bone.
Right. I mean, I've done when I have sold things in the past, it's been like to local or whatever collectors, man. I never ever mark up the price. I keep what I paid for.
I'm basically where I'm at also. Just give me my money. Just as long as I get the money back that I paid for it, and I'm not losing out on it, I'm not going to take and mark it up to you for some crazy amount of money.
Yep.
So
Mac Collections is like that devil just took a shit on my shoulder big time.
I saw that. I saw that.
What did it get you for, Matt?
Mac has a really nice collection. I don't know if you guys
he does.
His room tour. He has a really nice collection.
I love his videos too, but he always gets that good music.
Yeah. I always wonder how the hell do you not get like is it copyrighted or whatever? Because it's good music. It's really good
music. You can't monetize the video.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing recently. If I find a song that I like, I'm just not gonna monetize the video. I'm like, fuck it. Let's be real, man. YouTube ain't paying us shit. So
true. True.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got my first residual check in the mail the other day.
Oh my god! All 50 cents.
That's right. It wasn't even that. They gave me two pennies to rub together.
It took more for them to print it than what they gave you.
Yeah. Nah. And then it's not just Obi-Wan either, man. Because you also got Boba Fett, the Gamorrean Guard, and then Maul, and then that's the full set right there. I never understood why they went with those characters, but you know that's what you got to do to get them all. So.
The Darth Maul one's probably cool.
Darth Maul one's all right. It's the least expensive of the set, and the one that doesn't make any sense to me either because the others are original trilogy, and he's the only one that's the prequels.
No, I do like your Vader. I do like your Vader one a lot. Your Vader one is amazing.
So thanks, man.
If I could get that one, I would, because I'm not as big a Star Wars fan as you are, but I do want a Star Wars piece, and I don't have one, and if I were to get one, it would be that Vader.
True. Yeah. He's not as bad as Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's a lot more money than him. Probably still get him for under $1,000.
That's retarded.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, extra $700 for a statue that was $300.
Hey, Eric, I bought my first hot toy, bro. Did they drop the mic?
No, he's like
he has composed himself. He's like, I mean,
talk to me, George. What do you got?
I bought the Star Wars speeder bike, and I'm looking to pick
You
up.
said you were going to do that too.
Yeah, I got it. I picked it up yesterday, and I'm getting the Scout Trooper. And I'm going to have that. So this thing is like 20 inches long. The speeder bike's like that. It's big.
You could have bought anything for your first Hot Toys, and that's what you bought.
You should have seen it. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I did see it. I saw it this morning.
I think that's awesome.
They make really good replicas when it comes to vehicles and things like that.
I like the Hot Toys of Thanos on the Throne.
The movie one?
Yeah.
I think that's Guardians of the Galaxy one. It was a little...
And it was what, $450?
Yeah.
I paid $200 max for that. It's all like doesn't even sit right on it.
Yeah, it looked like he was in a dentist chair or something.
Man, I got those Hot Toys.
No, man, I'm pretty excited about it. When I saw it at San Diego, because like I had that on my wish list for a little bit, but then I was like, I don't know. You know, it's a hot toy. It's probably gonna be like a small speeder bike, nothing too big. And then I went to San Diego and we saw it behind the glass, and this thing is big. And I was like, man, that looks cool, you know. And as a kid, I used to have the speeder bike, and I remember playing with those things. And they had like a button you push at the back, and the thing would explode, and the guy would like fly off the speeder bike. And I used to love that thing. So
yeah, I almost pulled the trigger on the DeLorean.
Oh, the DeLorean. That's another one I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks...
It was like $600 though, wasn't it? It was quite a bit.
Now it's like $1,000.
Yeah, I know it was up there. Remember.
I could buy the DeLorean pop ride for $20 and be just as equally as content.
Did you see, George? Did you see? Of course, you couldn't miss it. It was so damn big. But the Ghostbuster
Ecto 1. Yeah.
Ecto 1. They didn't have a price on there, did they?
No, I don't think they did.
The thing was like 5 feet long. I mean, it was huge.
Working lights, had the music playing from it. The interior had working lights. I was like, man, that thing is cool.
I think it's gonna be at least $3,000 or more.
Yeah, I think so. With that size. Hell, the DeLorean was a beautiful piece. The DeLorean was really good. The Batmobile that they came out with the 89 Batmobile. I think that was done very well. Mm-hmm. Hot Toys does a really nice job on their vehicles.
Yeah, they do.
So Vic wants to do a quick vote. If you had to choose one of them, which one would it be regardless of the price? The Thor Brimstone, the Batman Who Laughs, or Superman Hush?
I know which one, but
I'm saying Superman Hush. I'm all about Superman Hush.
Batman.
Man, that would be a hard choice.
No, it's not. It's Superman, hands down. See, bro, Superman.
I don't know, man. I love the Superman. I have that on order, man. But the Thor Brimstone is nice, man.
Yeah.
If we're talking about what we saw at the convention, I would say the Superman, because I still think they need to fix the paint job on the skin for Thor. But Thor is fucking badass.
I'm all by myself for the Batman. I'm assuming, but still.
True. I think that Batman is really cool, but it's dark.
It's it's a niche type. Yeah. That could scare your kids.
Yeah. Hell, my daughter came in and saw
is that the Batman metal one?
Yeah.
My daughter came in and saw the Devilman, and she's like, "What is that?" You know?
Yeah.
She freaked out.
As long as she doesn't see the cartoon, she's fine.
Yeah, right? Shoot. Yo, so the other day, yesterday, I'm watching TV, and we had finished watching. It was on FXX. Deadpool was on, so it was the tail end of Deadpool. Scarlett was running around. So then she finally comes to sit on the couch. That movie's over, and then the first thing that pops up is, parental advisory. Movie contains harsh language and rude humor and that kind of thing, right?
Hey, come sit down next to me on the couch and watch this.
No. So she does that, and I'm looking at something on the phone real quick, and then it doesn't really put two and two together right away. Because sometimes they say that for other movies and that are normally rated R, and I really don't care because the live action she'll just leave, right? But what comes up on TV first is this animated intro. So it's 3D animated. This guy is opening up a supermarket. It's sunny day and all this stuff, and I look up at this and I'm like, I feel like I've seen this before, right? So then you see a package of hot dogs, right? And I'm like, yo, it's Sausage Party. I'm like, nope, change the channel.
Can't ever watching that.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, the Muppets one that's out now.
I want to see that.
You do? I don't know, man. I'd have to watch that by myself.
Oh, the Happy Time Murders? Yeah, I want to go see that.
I want to see that movie. That movie looks funny.
Yeah, I was in the theater with some friends watching the trailer, and it was a mixed group of us, and I got uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, what is it, George? We saw that when we went to go see Ready Player One.
What's that? Oh, the trailer.
Yeah, we saw the trailer. Hey, you want some rotten cotton? That shit was great.
It looks funny, man.
Like somebody tried to sue them for using.
Yeah,
that.
Jim Henson.
Or actually, was it Sesame Street or somebody? I don't know. But they got that cleared up.
It looks funny. I want to see.
It probably is funny.
Yeah. What's funny about that is that doesn't bother me, right, Seth? But then Team America does.
Oh, Team America was a great movie. I'm sorry. Calvin, what do you think about Team America?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, moving on. Eric, what do you think about Team America?
America! Fuck yeah!
Thank you. Thank you. That shit was hilarious. We go back and forth about this.
That thing was questionable. That's all I'm going to tell you.
We go back and forth about
this. Is it on Netflix now? What is it?
I don't think it's on Netflix.
Have you ever watched South Park, Calvin?
All the time.
Okay, so it's by so Calvin will like it then because it's by the guys who do South Park.
Seth MacFarlane?
No.
South Park is Trey Stone and Matthew Parker.
Okay.
Yeah,
but no.
So
watch South Park all the time.
Yeah, so you'll like it because it's that type of humor. Now George, on the other hand, anything with puppets.
Okay. First of all, it's not necessarily the puppet thing that bothers me. It's because I like the Sausage Fest. I thought that was a hilarious movie.
That's a cartoon, though.
It's a cartoon.
Sausage Fest was a cartoon.
And then the Muppet movie to me is funny, and that's puppets. But I feel like the Muppet movie is funny. It's because when I was in college, I had an idea for a cartoon that made fun of that kind of stuff, where the Sesame Street characters, when you leave your kid to watch this, is because that's the right thing to do, right? Okay, let me backtrack. What happened was that my sister and I were arguing over what my nephew could watch on TV. I felt that it was okay for my nephew to watch the Looney Tunes, and my sister felt that the Looney Tunes was too violent for my nephew to watch. And I felt that if you don't let my nephew watch that kind of stuff, then you're just going to ruin his childhood. So all that he could watch was Sesame Street. So I came up with this little skit where when you leave your kid watching Sesame Street because you think that's the okay thing to do because it's not violent, the minute you leave the room, Count Dracula pulls out a joint and starts smoking a joint, and Oscar the Grouch and everybody's cursing. And then, the kid, is looking at the screen, eyes wide open, like, holy shit, what am I watching? And then he calls for his mother. The mother comes back in the room, and Sesame Street's back to normal. And that was the whole skit behind the whole thing. So when I saw this Muppets thing, I was like, man, this is funny as hell. It's because it's taking that innocence of the Muppets and turning it into this raunchy, crazy thing. The Team America, I felt like the jokes in it, to me, didn't land for me. I thought it was more or less stupid. And then when it came up to the point where you had the one puppet defecating on the other puppet, I was like, this is just some raunchy, stupid shit. So I just couldn't watch it.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what happened. Anyway.
You heard it here on MC, people. Puppets defecating on puppets.
But in Seth's defense, more people think the movie is funny than the people that don't. So I'm in the minority in that case. So I could be I'm wrong in that sense. All right.
Now back to the news.
Anyways, so we're crawling up past 2 hours now.
We're past 2 hours already.
Past 2 hours.
We're exactly 9 minutes.
Eric is zoning out because he probably hadn't had dinner yet.
I didn't.
Calvin
did it, right?
Calvin, what?
Calvin, no, I was about to say Calvin ran out of drink, so he needs to get some more.
Oh yeah.
Calvin,
I wasn't
wine, man.
I wasn't gonna say
You had a
anything.
good time last week.
Yeah, man.
Divine, I love Sausage Party. I thought that movie was hilarious. Cracked up. Great movie.
There it is. Boom.
I don't know. It could have done without the orgy at the end. The orgy at the end kind of was like, okay, that's a little too much.
That's when it went beyond. When that part happened, I was just like, and all I thought about was like my wife is about to walk into the room and watch me watching some cartoon of some food, screwing each other.
Slide it in my bun.
Jesse Hernandez says Gemmit wants 2 more hours. Oh man.
All right, lights are flickering. That means it's time.
All right, guys. You guys ready to call it a night?
Sure.
So what did we learn today, guys? Seth's gonna get a job at Target.
Yes.
Corporate espionage.
Dude,
he's
I'm
gonna-
telling you, that would make some good TV, bro. Eric's got something right there, bro.
Listen,
he's gonna sell
if
his
there is
pop
some way that I'm able to pull this off, I don't know. I'd really have to figure a way to pull
What
this
kind
off.
of emojis can you put in the chat? You guys know? Kind of let me see what kind of emojis we could use to make this one work. All right, we can see if we get enough of these emojis put in the chat, then we'll say, hey Seth, we need to figure out how to do this, man.
I just want to see Seth on the local news getting interviewed. Like, local man figures out a ring in Target of this whole fucking scam.
I got
it all on video, man. I got it all on video. It's a big conspiracy. My friends didn't believe me, but I swear to God, see, like it's real.
Yeah, they cut to me. I told you I'd bring those fuckers down.
Somebody said, Jesse said Seth needs a disguise.
Seth needs a disguise.
I could just shave my beard. I could go on undercover. We could do like a thing of like undercover boss.
There you go.
There you go. Right,
Hi, my name is Ralph, and I'm the new stock clerk.
All right, there's a mask emoji, right? I'm gonna put the mask right here. Let me see if you guys can see that. Put that in.
Looks like Calvin put angry face.
There you go, that one. All right, so that's the mask we're gonna use. If y'all think that Seth should do that, take and put that that face thing, whatever the hell that is, in the chat. Somebody put the shit emoji.
We got eggplants, shit, and masks. Sounds like an interesting night.
Put whatever emoji you want. If you think Seth should do the whole undercover Target scam, whatever, let's do this. Everybody's got emojis going on.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that, Calvin?
That's that other mask emoji that was beneath the other one.
Dude's got a huge snodge. So the orgy is too much, but puppets shitting on each other isn't.
Thank you, Vic.
Listen, I don't ever believe that there was a part in the movie where puppets were shitting on other puppets.
There is, dude.
All right, I'll go back and watch it just for scientific purposes.
I'm sure that's what you're gonna go do. Oh man. See, Bizarre Killswitch says shit would be fucking funny, bro. That would be a good episode.
Do it, Seth. We got a dartboard. We got hot dogs, aliens. Got all kinds of emojis up in here. We're getting a lesson on emojis.
Got emoji party.
Let's see if I can throw one in here.
sunglasses, eggplant, some kind of water thing. Isn't the eggplant and the water thing something sexual? I don't know.
There you go.
I don't even know.
I'll throw a couple unicorns in there. There we go. It's the most mythical creature.
It's way past our bedtime.
It is definitely way past my video. Target is going to put a hit on Seth.
That might happen. We're going to have to put out some insurance on Seth.
Yeah.
Actually, what I'm really thinking about doing is getting Seth good and drunk. And then once he gets drunk, I'm going to draw the Target logo like on his cheek. What y'all think?
Yeah, that won't happen.
All right, I'll do it. I already got Glenn involved in it. We're trying to scheme away.
You'll get wasted way before I do, buddy.
Nah.
Seth and I will be at New York Comic Con, Joe.
That's if I make it on the plane.
Yeah, that's what I forgot. You won't even get on a plane. So
no, I'm getting on a plane. Don't worry.
Is this your first time?
Getting on a plane by myself? Yes.
Oh boy.
You're in for a trip.
Yeah.
Or a treat, I should say.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right, man. Don't scare him, man. I want to make sure that he can do stuff like this again. So next time
how many times have you been on a plane?
Since, well, when I was a kid, I used to fly back and forth all the time between New York and Florida because we used to come down here and visit my grandparents. And then we moved down here to Florida in '94. And then the first time I was on a plane since '94 was my honeymoon. So I went from 1994 to 2006 without flying.
Damn. That's pretty long.
And what was that experience like on your honeymoon?
Oh, we were on a puddle jumper to the Bahamas. So that shit even really scared the shit out of me because it was like a prop propeller plane. And it was, that was bad. And then flying back was even worse because we flew back on Bahamas Air. And when we were flying back, we flew back into a windstorm or whatever it was. And when the plane landed, I mean, I don't ever think in my entire life the plane hit the ground, bounced back up, and then went back down. I mean, it literally scared the shit out of me. And then I flew to New York, which was fine on JetBlue. And then we flew
not by yourself, though, right?
No. I've been with my wife the entire time. And then the last time I was actually on a plane was a year ago when I went to Texas. I had to go to Texas for work.
Well, they serve alcohol on the plane, so you'll be fine.
Oh no, you know what? It's not even that, dude. Honestly, if I really had to boil it down, all joking aside, I think it's a control thing. Because I'm not in control of the situation. I'm basically putting my life in someone else's hands. And I really think that's what it boils down to. So, but whatever, man. I got my own psychological issues. We don't need to diagnose me now at 10 o'clock at night.
What was that?
So, that was the Power Rangers.
I know that.
Guys, I think Zordon's calling me. I gotta go. I gotta go. Hold on, Zordon. We're almost done here.
Eric, Rita's attacking the city with Goldar. We need you.
All right, before we get out of here, anybody got anything going on this week they want to share?
Oh, we do have something going on this week.
I just got a couple of reviews, I guess, that I've done that'll be posted, and just posted one, and then I've got some fan art that should be here this week, sitting on a throne.
Nice. That'd be awesome to see. I know you've been waiting on that one for a while.
Yeah.
Can't wait to check that one out. Eric, what you got going on, man? Jumping out of any more planes this week?
No, I already had a crazy weekend besides the jumping out of a plane, so I'm taking it easy this weekend.
Relax weekend. That's
relax.
Seth, what you got going on, dude?
He's getting my pops.
New episode. Yeah, I got to get Calvin his pops. But new episode of What's Popping will be dropping tomorrow morning, so be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to check out Friday Night Pop-Offs. This will probably be the last Friday that we do it on, so we'll have to pick another night moving forward because I go back to playing softball next week on Friday nights.
Just switch days, move to Thursday.
Yeah. So and then we got the pop-off coming up on Friday where George will make an attempt.
George, even if you lose, just don't quit.
Bro,
Listen, you're not even mad
we
that
started
they're
the show
lost.
with this. We're ending the show with this. He came out with a Batman hush pop. Batman hush pop. You want me not to like that thing?
I don't want you to quit. You broke my heart, man. That's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put a heartbreak emoji.
If you don't want George to quit on next week on this Friday's episode, put an emoji in there.
Yo, if you don't want me to quit about it, y'all come watch the pop off. Get us 40 people in the chat so we can sit there and really make it fun at that point. You know.
I think people just show up to the pop off just to watch my advertisement.
Do you think that's why they come?
Oh. Well, it's not to see someone quit, that's for sure.
Whoa!
All right, man. All right.
I feel like that scene in RoboCop where he's like on the ground and they're all just fucking shooting him. It's like, ah! Your friend wouldn't get that reference because he probably hasn't seen RoboCop, but that's another story.
Listen,
when we get him on the show, bro, we'll see what's up, man. We'll have a good time with him.
I still question my parents for letting a 5-year-old watch RoboCop.
My parents took me to the theater to see that movie.
That had to be, at the time, one of the most violent movies. And my parents were like, oh, here you go. This is on. You might like this. Let me put you down in front of the It explains a lot. I'm sure it does. Everybody's sitting there waiting. You know, Calvin's like trying to keep it together. It's all right. I am what I am.
So for me, there is probably going to be a lot more reviews this week. I do have a lot of crap to take a look at, so it's going to be a lot of videos. So definitely come back and check me out for that. Next week, though, for those of you guys who hung out here, just to let you all know first, next week we have a pretty awesome interview coming up. So definitely come back and check us out on Monday next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. We'll let you know later on in the week who the interview is with. I'm not going to let you guys know that right now, but, you know, if you saw our Daniel Bell interview, you know, it was a cool time. I had a good time with that. So we're going to try to keep the momentum going and keep having some cool interviews for you guys to come check out.
Yep. Hopefully the next month we have a really good one, too.
Yep. I'm going to keep them going, man. I'm going to get as many people as want to be on the show, can want to come and hang out with us and come chat it up.
Absolutely.
So can't wait for that.
Show up next week.
Yes, definitely. So you can, again, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. You can catch more of our videos at mcecentral.com, as well as a wealth of information on collecting, movies, TV, video games, and all things geek. It's because that's what we like talking about. So check us back next week for that Geek Show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.
Keep it marvelous.
Keep it marvelous.
I salute you.
Eric.